president digs in. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. So far, he's offered reassurance on the campaign trail after last week's debate performance. So now President Biden plans to hold a meeting with Democratic governors tomorrow and be interviewed on Friday by ABC, which is scheduled to host the second debate in September.
The president and the president's team have always liked to tune out the pundits, but elected Democrats are a different story. So it's pretty notable that this morning there were reports that top Democratic leaders like Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi still had not had a chance to speak with the president, and elected leaders that Biden wants to keep close to him are starting to break.
Fox's Jackie Heinrich at the White House. Today, Texas Congressman Lloyd Doggett becoming the first sitting Democratic lawmaker to publicly call for President Biden to withdraw from the race. White House spokeswoman Karine Jean-Pierre just telling reporters,
the president had a cold. He had a hoarse voice. You all heard it. That's why you reached out. But I will say this, and the president said this over the past couple of days, certainly right after the debate. He knows how to do the job. And he knows how to do the job, not because he says it, because his record proves it.
Though Jean-Pierre also says they understand concerns about the president's debate showing. President Biden has a campaign event later today in Virginia after an earlier event on extreme weather, getting a briefing at the D.C. Emergency Operations Center.
Summer has just started. Already, tens of millions of Americans are under heat warnings from record-shattering temperatures.
The president says heat-related deaths are the number one weather killer in the U.S. He's announcing a proposed Labor Department rule to establish a federal heat safety standard in the workplace.
Fox's Jared Halpern at the White House. Meantime, just getting word that former President Trump's sentencing set for next week in his New York hush money case is now postponed until September. The judge granting requests to file motions as the former president seeks to have those convictions overturned. America is listening to Fox News.
If you had $1 million in 2009, today it would be worth less than $700,000. Thank you, big government. Hedge against runaway inflation with gold from Birch Gold Group. Birch Gold will help you convert an existing IRA or 401k into a tax-sheltered IRA in physical gold. I trust Birch Gold, and you can too.
Text the word PROTECT to the number 989898 and get a free, no-obligation info kit on gold. Text PROTECT to 989898 today.
Progressive knows when you own a boat, life on land is a tough sell.
Come on down to Land, where you can do things like clean your gutters, pay tolls, and even get the wrong thing you ordered. We got it all. Potholes, people talking at the movies, and don't forget about flat tires when it's raining. It's Land.
Life on a boat is way more relaxing, so customize your coverage with Progressive, America's #1 boat insurer. And relax knowing you got the coverage you need. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, #1 rating based on 2022 boat market share data from ratefilings.com.
Look out. It's only me. It's only the Kimmer with Pete Davis, sidekick producer at Sports Raconteur extraordinaire, and the mechanical mangler at Year Controls. It's Flounder, and we're going live in the White House in just a minute here, my friend.
Know the day I was born.
I got it. That's right. I like that, my little list here where I can see it. Dave, you know, it's obviously just the same thing I say every day. Look out, 303. How you doing? Here's the number, 404-741-1230, 741-1230. Should we go live right now? You want to wait in a minute? What do you want to do? Okay, here's the thing. The podium princess, Shirley Temple, the Goldilocks, the disgraceful podium princess, is talking with the press. Are we recording it okay, Flounder?
Yeah, but she's not talking about anything exciting right now. So.
Okay. At some point, we're going to play for you what she's been saying, because obviously... and she was late to getting to the podium. You know they're going nuts at the White House.
She was late?
Trying to figure out, well, you know...
CPT.
Certain people time. And you know that the White House was going nuts trying to figure out what she can tell the press, how she can answer their questions. And my question is, how is the press reacting? Are they finally now, since they've admitted, well, we've been covering, they haven't even admitted, they're saying, oh my God, nobody knew about this for so long. Yeah, because you hit it. So now they're finally saying, well, we're definitely now demanding things, and let's see if they follow through.
My theory is she's clinging onto the door sill with fingernails. Don't make me go out there.
Please, God. Can we postpone it until after the election? I mean, you know they're going nuts. I mean, the whole thing is crazy.
All she keeps on saying is, we understand it was a bad night. That's their excuse. It was
Her
a
body
bad
language.
night.
Yeah.
Body language. She's turned toward them, so she's
Yeah.
deflecting it, literally, the questions.
Well, we'll play a bunch of it here a little bit later on, so that's coming up. Also, holy cow, President Stupid Face did it again. And Flounder is trying to find the
Efforting.
I got it right here if you want to play it. Yeah.
And again, I'm not. Where was he? Was it just this afternoon?
An hour ago, he met somewhere about this hurricane, which is not even going to touch the United States of America.
It could go toward Texas or not, but it's not coming at Miami.
It's going to Mexico.
Yeah,
it's going.
Yeah.
Where else should we do it?
Whatever. So
anyway, he's talking there with all these climate change liars and all this other stuff, giving a speech, trying to pump them up and talk about climate change again, Marxism.
Yeah.
And he's reading, I guess, from a teleprompter, and he basically says something stupid.
More people die from extreme heat than floods, hurricanes, and tornadoes combined. Say that again. Combined, more people die from heat than those three other.
The instructions were
pause.
Just say it again.
Say it again.
Say it again.
In parentheses.
I swear to God, I think someone at the White House staff is doing this on purpose, because if you write it, he'll say it. Screw you, San Diego. And they're trying to get him to say, okay, I quit. That's it. I can't do this. I can't do this anymore. Oh, my God. I mean, this is...
Well, the other thing is Nancy Pelosi was interviewed a few hours ago, and she said she has legit concerns about him.
Well,
more and more people in the Democratic Party are coming out and saying that.
And now we have the first sitting, the news you said a minute ago, Lloyd Doggett from Texas, a Democratic congressman, the first sitting House Democrat to say Joe's got to go. Oh, and when when elected people, they made the point when news people or commentators or public polls say you should go or something, that's one thing. When elected members of your party say it's time for you to go because you're going to hurt all of them, then they start paying attention.
This just came down from Ken Delanian. I don't know if you know him. He's NBC News Justice and Intelligence correspondent.
Okay.
Here's what he just tweeted. Hunter Biden has joined meetings with the president and his top aides this week at the White House.
Yeah.
People are familiar, so the reaction from some senior White House staff has been, quote, what the hell is happening, end quote.
Well, the crack addict can get right to the point. I mean, when you're a whoremonger and a drug addict and a gun shade, I mean, it's just, my God. I mean, what just a white trash family, the whole freaking bunch of them. Oh, God. And I'll tell you, I mean, first, a quick news update. Donald Trump has already now filed to have his two things happen. Donald Trump has now had his lawyers file motions to overturn the case in Manhattan because of the immunity decision by the Supreme Court of the United States. And also, Bragg, the DA, says if you want to delay the sentencing from next week, it's okay with me or with him. And it may be delayed a couple of weeks. I'm not sure what that means or what the significance is, but there may be a few weeks before Donald Trump is actually sentenced. And that's kind of the latest thing. Now, last night, I didn't even want to watch it. I'm working on the show and doing stuff, and I always have Fox News on just to see if things are going on. And all of a sudden, I perk up and I hear, President Baby Killer is about to address the nation concerning the Supreme Court decision. Okay, there's a pretty important reaction by the White House. We know what it's going to be, but it's important to hear the reaction. Okay, so he waddles out. And he makes the most disgusting, hate-filled, vicious, anti-American hate speech comment from the White House, which was all political about Donald Trump being a danger to our so-called democracy and how the Supreme Court needs to be fixed. He threatened the Supreme Court. He told America that we're all under a threat because of what Donald Trump can do now. He also said, I concur with Justice Sotomayor's dissent. Here's what she said. In every use of official power, the president is now a king above the law. With fear for our democracy, I dissent. They're also talking about, she said, how about ordering the Navy SEAL Team 6 to assassinate a political rival? Immunity. Holding on a military coup to power. Immunity. That's what Sotomayor believes. I can't believe she really believes that, but she said it because she is so freaking stupid. In fact, if you had the thing from the Harvard guy, well, get that again. We'll talk about that in a second. And President Baby Killer, once again, refused to answer questions, and he made the most hate-filled speech. The man who sent the mob to the U.S. Capitol is facing potential criminal investigation. He wants now to have Donald Trump's conviction for the January 6th case done before the election. Again, this is he just admitted they want lawfare. He wants Donald Trump to face the consequences before the election for an obvious reason. It's all political. And by the way, he said, you may not, the people need an answer to what happened on January 6th, what happened that day, and the American people deserve to have an answer in the courts before the upcoming election. The public has a right to know the answer about what happened on January 6th before they are asked to vote again this year. You hid exactly the truth of what happened on January 6th, you lying bastard. You've been covering it up since it happened. Because and by the way, they erased all the records.
Yes.
Erased all the records of that phony freaking series of testimonies. And it's just unbelievable. You dirty, rotten scumbag. And by the way, my first comment I wrote down on my notes, pancake face. He walks out there in his orange face. He was trying out. Oh, in fact, I've got some
I'm orange man now.
I got some reaction that I got from last night when he shows up with the pancake dripping off. He looked like he was, just smeared in pancake makeup. And again, I used to wear it when I was on TV, so I know what it is. Believe me, it's pancake makeup. And some of the reaction, oh, God, orange man bad. He's trying to be Trump. He thinks it'll help his poll numbers. And then it says, jaded only on Bandcamp. I think that's right. And then they got a picture of with a Donald Trump blonde wig, and it says, ooh, he's assuming the hair next week. Slow progress. He can't even spray tan better than Trump. Even Biden loves Trump. Look at him trying to beat Trump. Do you think if he looks more like Donald Trump, he'll be more electable? Oh, they hate Trump, but they match his tan and his hair. Trump is their idol, and they don't even realize it. If you can't beat Trump, beat Trump. Oh, spray tan, make him look less dead. It's just on and on and on and on and on. Again, it was so freaking obvious. And again, the hate, I got to settle down. I'm really...
Well, hold on just a second.
Yeah.
We got two things.
Right.
Number one, Lawrence Tribe was running Harvard University when Obama was looking at...
Sotomayor.
Yeah. And Lawrence Tribe wrote a letter to President Obama and said, she's not as smart as she thinks she is.
She's the dumb one.
He was her boss.
She actually, and by the way,
one more thing.
Yep.
Coming up at 4:00, a little after 4, Neil Bortz.
Oh, good. We got outstanding. Well, that's very exciting. Well done, Flounder. We tracked him down. Well done from him. Very, very well done. And for the record, Sotomayor actually said that basically, if the president wanted to have a coup, he would get away with it. And I can't even. I can't even talk about what a ridiculous idiot she is. But even these, excuse me. Oh, well, let me finish on what Biden, his speech that really got me. He used phrases like the mob could be, because of the Supreme Court ruling, the mob could be hunting Nancy Pelosi. He talked about hangman's nooses for the vice president. It was all political hate from the White House. He said Donald Trump is dangerous. He talked about the targets. He targeted the Supreme Court. And even the Supreme Court Chief Justice has had to say after what Sotomayor said, the Chief Justice said, now, wait a minute. As for your dissents, they strike a tone of chilling doom that is wholly disproportionate to what the court actually does. Coming up short on reasoning, he's calling them stupid. Coming up short on reasoning, the dissents repeatedly level variations of the accusation that the court has rendered the president above the law. They're short on reasoning. The positions in the end boil down to ignoring the Constitution's separation of powers and the court's precedent, and instead fear-mongering on the basis of extreme hypotheticals about a future where the president feels empowered to violate federal criminal law. I mean, what a bunch of idiots. Even the Chief Justice calling him stupid. Lack of reasoning. Your own Supreme Court justices, that's how bad these people are. Holy crime.
There's a new video of Biden touching again.
Oh, God.
That's come down here. I'm going to show it to you, and you can just tell the people what you're... First of all,
okay.
He's with a bunch of black men.
All right. Yeah.
Very well...
adult black guys.
With muscles.
Yeah, good looking. Yeah, good looking.
So here's what happens. He's shaking one of their hands.
Man, yeah.
What?
Oh, he's pulling his hands and pulling his hand together. Oh, he's rubbing his arm. Oh, my God, he's rubbing his arm. He's rubbing a black man's arm. He's rubbing it and stroking. He's stroking the man's wrist.
He's stroking, his entire forearm.
Yeah, the whole, like from the elbow down to the... the whole forearm,
Ginger, and the black guy's looking now like, what
stroking it
is happening
like
here?
a cat, like he's rubbing a cat's back, just gently and sweetly with your fingers. Was that kind of the way did his staff member, the girl, the actress's name? His staff member girl that he pounded up against the wall when she wasn't expecting. Oh, the girl, little weird actress.
It's kind of like the little boys and girls.
Sarah Reed, Reed. Tara Reed.
Yeah, used to do in the pool when they come up and brush his hair against his.
All right, we got a million. I'm friends. I'm telling you, this is a weird freaking day. Also, we got another Nazi Hitler movie thing. I'm going to do it for you. And wait to hear the sound bites of people saying that they need to take out Donald Trump. This is what the leftist Democrats are actually saying out loud. Coming up, 3:15, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Look out.
It's one of the biggest elections of our lifetime, and it's never been more important to get the news you need without the bias.
The Democrats have to replace Joe Biden, or they know they cannot win this election.
Trust the conservative voice of Atlanta for the breaking news and latest changes without the spin.
That's what I mean by fixed election. There's no chance if the media and the Department of Justice and social media are all against you.
This is Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station, Extra 106.3 FM and the Extra app.
This is Dan Watkins with All Four Seasons. We've always been Atlanta's best at installing and servicing garage and entry doors, but you would be surprised at how many windows we've installed as well. So we're proud to announce a new division, All Four Seasons Windows. We now have the ability to make sure every opening in your house is safe, energy efficient, and looks darn good. So give us a call today to schedule your free sales consultation. Find out how you can decrease your energy bills and increase the beauty and value of your home with All Four Seasons garage, entry doors, and windows.
I enjoy a good night's sleep, and I like to breathe while I'm sleeping. My wife appreciates that too. That's why I wear a CPAP. You want the right machine. You want expert advice. You want all the supplies that go with it. You get it all at CPAPs, etc. in Alpharetta. Machines, masks, tubing, filters, cleaning supplies, all of it, and they ship nationwide. Walk-ins, by the way, are welcome. CPAPs, etc. Alpharetta, CPAPSETC.com.
Well, Michael, I want to thank you for your time, but unfortunately, we can't offer you the position.
Why?
Well, we got the results of your background check, and quite frankly, we were concerned.
About what?
Apparently, you were arrested for throwing a shopping cart at a customer?
In my defense, he had it coming.
At Horizon Background Screening, we find things that other companies don't. That's why companies that use us make smarter hiring decisions. Don't let the wrong hire put your company at risk. Get the real story on your candidates at horizonscreening.com.
True Prep on Cobb Parkway is your one-stop shop for emergency preparedness supplies, including freeze-dried food, water filtration, first aid, and more. They also have a large selection of firearms, including a huge selection of AR-15s, firearm accessories, and ammo at the lowest prices around. They are locally owned and operated. You can visit their store in Marietta on Cobb Parkway or online at trueprep.com. That's TRUprep.com. Prepare today for a worry-free tomorrow at True Prep.
Marketing is everywhere. From the billboards on the highways to the notifications on your phone, we are constantly bombarded with people trying to sell us stuff. What makes good marketing? Are you doing enough in your life personally and professionally to market yourself? You have questions, and the Marketing Madmen have answers. Tune in every Saturday, now at 4 p.m., right here on Extra 106.3 to get practical marketing advice from expert guests who are shaping and reshaping the business world. They say marketing is a madman's game. Join the Marketing Madmen every Saturday at 4 p.m. to find out why.
All of my love, all of my kissing, you don't know what you've been missing, oh boy.
As something of an accomplished kisser, I can explain to you that sometimes you just don't know what you're in for, ladies.
When was the last time you kissed a woman?
Well, maybe I don't have a memory that goes back that far. Maybe. You mean on the mouth?
Willingly allowing it?
Yeah, but she knew about it, or she wasn't sleeping or drunk.
Passed out.
There was that last chick at the bar who I think was a tranny, unfortunately. So that probably was my last kiss. Was probably some girl who was actually a tranny. It'd be story of my freaking life. I've seen that. Oh boy, here we go. You and me, oh boy. Buddy Holly right there. That you. for me. 2015, Buddy Holly's widow, Maria Elena Holly, announced that she had just entrusted the publishing rights to her late husband's influential catalog to the artist performance rights group BMG. The company now authorized to administer royalties worldwide for Buddy Holly's recordings. Mission old boy. What a shame, young guy struck down in the...
I know.
Birthday list includes Margot Robbie. Barbie and Harley Quinn in the Suicide Squad movies. Margot Robbie, something of a dish, is 34.
34?
34.
I didn't know she's that old.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Well, I mean, she's
good.
Well, I haven't seen her in any. I've seen her. I know her picture, but I've never seen a movie she was in.
You never saw Wolf of Wall Street when she's like butt naked?
Is that the one with where he screams and yells, "I'm not leaving"?
DiCaprio?
One? Yeah, I did not see that.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
I think it was. I think I hear that it was a great movie, and I think I've seen like a minute of it. But where he turns around and screams, "I'm not leaving," or something. Is that the one?
I don't know if that's it, but the part where she's butt naked in bed, that made her a star overnight.
I definitely would have remembered that. I don't. Anyway, and our history list here today. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, by the way, 320-404-741-1230 is the number. 741-1230. And on this day in history, 1881, a presidential assassination. President James Garfield was at a railway station in Washington, D.C. Charles Guiteau shot him. Guiteau was a madman, they say. He was also angry because Garfield would not appoint him to a diplomatic post. So he shot Garfield. On this day in 1881, Garfield died about 2 months later from poisoning and infection and stuff like that. Sepsis, whatever they call it. Let's see, 321-404-741-1230. Unbelievable. By the way, you're going to hear a whole bunch of reactions here. Boom, boom, boom. And this is, again, this is frightening. The reaction of the left in this country has now totally gone out of control. And listen to what they're about to say. And then think what you think will happen. Imagine what you think might happen if Trump wins the election. Yeah, first of all, the Speaker of the House, and Flounder, I'm not going to play that soundbite of him because it's a little too lengthy and stuff, and I want to get all these
Sit tight, I'm talking to Neil. I'm figuring some stuff out.
Okay, no problem. Take your time. We're not doing anything. And so Speaker of the House Johnson reacted last night to the president's scumbag speech. And again, this was the most hate-filled, political, anti-American, divisive hate speech that I thought he banned hate speech of all kinds. All he does is hate speech. He divides half the country every time he opens his stinking mouth. He attacks us every time. He attacked Donald Trump last night. He talked about hangman's nooses. He talked about, stalking and trying to kill Nancy Pelosi when the guy entered her house. I mean, it's just outrageous, the comments this man made last night. So Speaker of the House Johnson was asked about the Biden speech. And by the way, when he got done, he refused to answer the questions. They were saying, "Hey, are you going to quit, Mr. President? Why should you think you should be president?" And he just turned around and did that little cakewalk, just shuffling off to the side. It looks like his legs are made of paper straws or something. God. Anyway, Speaker Johnson said President Joe Orangeface was despicable and dangerous. He used those two words. I wrote those down last night. Despicable and dangerous, and he accused President Baby Killer of undermining not only the Supreme Court, but the basic laws foundation of this country. And that's exactly what they're doing. And again, this is a setup. You'll notice that one after another, in fact, we'll talk about Ocasio-Bangbango Stupidio, is now going after the U.S. Supreme Court. They want to change the court. They want to impeach the court. They want to stack the court with their liberals so they'll never lose another election. And if they stack the court and if they stack Congress, they're going to turn Puerto Rico and Washington, D.C. into states, more congressmen, more senators, and they'll never lose again. And I'm not making that up. This is not a conspiracy. They're saying it. This is what they want. They've said it many times.
Elizabeth Warren just came out and said they need to stack the court.
Exactly. Need to change the court. Hold them accountable. Impeach them. We'll get to the impeachment thing in a second. Anyway, again, at least Speaker Johnson said that. Now, Flounder, is he still on the phone?
I'm good to go, yes.
Okay, let's do the Leah Delaria, some sort of actor and LGBTQ tranny activist. 1 million followers on, I don't know whether it's a man or woman. Honestly, I swear to God, I don't know. It's a non-registered. regular
thing.
person. It's a something.
Looks like Judge Doom from Roger Rabbit.
Christopher Lloyd.
Yeah, remember? Yeah, he had the glasses with the bald head.
And he was a tube.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not an attractive thing. 1 million followers is an unhinged meltdown and calling on President Biden to commit murder.
I'm done. I'm seriously done. The Supreme Court has pissed me off so much right now. Like, so much.
How much?
Joe, you're a reasonable man. You don't want to do this, but here's the reality. This is a war.
Go!
This is a war now, and we are fighting for our country. And these assholes are going to take it away. They're going to take it away. F*** you, Clarence Uncle Thomas.
Listen to him.
F*** you. Joe, you now have the right to take that bitch Trump out. Take him out, Joe. If he was Hitler and this was 1940, you'd take him out.
Listen to these people.
Well, he is Hitler, and this is 1940.
He's rounded up Jews.
Take him the out. Blow him up. Blow him up, or they'll blow us up. Facts.
Where's the FBI?
This is the Democrat Party and the leftist organizations in this country calling for the assassination of Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Where is the FBI?
Where's the Secret Service?
I can only assume that the Secret Service is already investigating and probably spying on her and going to knock on or him. I don't know if it's a guy or girl. I really don't know. I swear I'm not being rude. I don't know. But again, that's a threat to kill the president of the United States. And by the way, calling him a Nazi, you've got it exactly the opposite. Conservatives did not run Nazis. Your heads are so far up your butt, you don't know what you're talking about. It's the left in this country that wants censorship. They want a one-party system. They want to lock up their opponents. God, list everything Nazis do. Censorship of media, taking away your guns, one-party system. Nobody, dissent's not allowed. Pick everything you want about the Nazis, and it's all Democrats.
What two world political leaders came into power in 1932?
Yeah, there you are. Name them all off to see if they're Republicans.
Franklin Delano Roosevelt and Adolf Hitler, 32-33. So it was a Democrat that allowed the rise of Hitler.
Yeah. Honest to God, these people are so demented, and they're dangerous. They're dangerous. And I'll tell you what, they're freaking asking for it, too. Let's do one. Let's do Rosie O'Donnell. Let's not do it. Let's play Rosie O'Donnell. I made her sleep later. Rosie O'Donnell melting down once again after the immunity ruling. Again, she's, as far as I'm concerned, a nobody. Formerly a very funny lady. I thought she was great when she burst on the scene. She was hysterical. And then she got real snotty, nasty, vicious, kind of ugly, and, an anti-white man and anti-straight. Just nasty, yeah. Anyway, Rosie O'Donnell freaking out over the case with the Supreme Court.
Listen, I'm depressed myself, but I'm trying to tell you out there, if you are, you gotta hold on. We've survived all the depressing days so far.
Survived.
We'll survive this one.
You survived, yeah.
Reach out for your friends for help.
Oh, friends.
Tell the people that you love how you feel. And know that this country, I believe,
did you edit
is
this?
going to right itself and oust him for good in November. And
maybe one bad word.
Boy, I pray. That's all I got to say.
All right. She said we're in deep stuff here, people. And she also claimed that Donald Trump's a sick man, truly, truly sick. No length he won't go, and he must be stopped.
My God. Joy Reid came right out and said you have to keep Donald John Trump from going back in the White House. But basically saying by any means necessary.
Yeah, stop him. And again, if you haven't had enough, listen to this. A former Atlanta mayor, the disgrace of Atlanta, Keisha Bong Bottoms, who allowed the slaughter of the Wendy's and the burning and the killing, and the little baby got shot because of the gangbang. This woman is a freaking disgrace. So instead of, God knows she wouldn't run for election and win anything back in Georgia. So they elevated her to the White House. They gave her a promotion. What do they call it? What's the name of that? The theory?
Failing up.
Yeah, failing up.
Failing forward.
Peter Principle. Yeah, exactly. Failing up. Yeah. So the former mayor now is slamming Georgia's largest newspaper, blaming the AJC for interfering in the election. We have a little sound of Ms. Keisha doing.
Editorial boards are supposed to honor
fair elections. And I don't think it's fair when an editorial board with 10 people sitting in a room are trying to influence an election, especially in a state like Georgia.
What do you mean by that?
Oh, my God. It's not fair for the media to try to influence an election? You mean like you've been doing for 8 freaking years? You dirty, rotten, lying snake. I hate these people. You did this. You did it every day. You now finally have admitted you did it, and you're all saying, well, we didn't know he was that bad. Off my ass. You've been covering this man in this campaign and the leftists for 8 freaking years. You dirty, rotten snake. You did this. You with the Department of Justice. You're the ones who the FBI went out to the Aspen or whatever it was and said, hey, Zuckerberg, you like that little wife of yours wearing that blue dress today, I see. You're going to knock off that Hunter stuff, aren't you? I mean, unbelievable. The media was in cahoots with the Justice Department and the FBI and those 51 scumbags that wrote that stinking letter from the beginning. And you have the balls to blame the newspaper for trying to influence the election because it doesn't hurt the bad guy, it hurts your guy. I mean, it's unbelievable to me. Seriously, I'm losing my mind. When I heard that, I said, you got to be kidding me.
And what does she mean by a state like Georgia? We got 2 liberal senators. What the hell is she talking about?
She's just saying, they're just words. They're just saying things to be hateful. Again, hateful. Just hateful, hateful, hateful. Oh, God, I hate it worked. I hate these people.
We should play the sound.
I hate what she stands for.
Come back and play the sound of Keisha, whatever.
The podium princess?
Pierre, yeah.
The Surly Temple.
We got some time. I got one right here if we want to hear it.
Oh, sure. We'll play a little bit of it right here. Now we'll come back and do some more.
Surly Temple.
This is Surly Temple.
Let me just step back for a minute and I guess deal with the questions that have come in about the debate. And honestly, this is something that the president has addressed himself multiple times since this past Thursday. And first of all, I want to say we understand the concerns. We get it. The president did not have a great night, as you all know, and many of you reached out during the debate. The president had a cold. He had a hoarse voice. You heard it. That's why you reached out. But I will say this, and the president said this over the past couple of days, certainly right after the debate. He knows how to do the job. And he knows how to do the job, not because he says it, because his record proves it. Because
oh my
for
God.
3.5 years, almost 4 years, the president's record has been unprecedented.
Yeah, unprecedented. It's enough. Oh my God! I didn't know it was comedy hour. Good God! Oh, I just hate these people. He stands on his record.
Good.
Please God. It's a 3:32 already with a Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Braves in town. We got a big game tonight. Beautiful sunny day, and
I'll be over there. Where were you?
I'm probably going to be around somewhere. Absolutely, I'll be either there or somewhere else. I
narrowed it down, have you?
I could be trollop hunting here a little later. We'll see. 3:32. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder.
It's time for your Georgia headlines presented by RBM of Atlanta, your Mercedes-Benz connection since 1964.
5 family members from Alpharetta were all killed in a small plane crash in New York on their way home from a baseball tournament held in Cooperstown, New York. 12-year-old James Van Epps hit a grand slam at the tournament before the plane, piloted by his grandfather, 76-year-old Roger Beggs, went down in upstate New York. Also on the plane were James' younger brother, 10-year-old Harrison, along with 43-year-old Laura Van Epps and 42-year-old Ryan Van Epps. 2 young boys are dead and another young man wounded after a tragic shooting in southwest Atlanta. Police responded to a call at an apartment complex in the Oakland City neighborhood where they found one 13-year-old dead and 2 boys aged 13 and 12 suffering from gunshot wounds. Both boys were rushed to the hospital where the 13-year-old succumbed to his injuries. The 12-year-old is in stable condition. Police say that no one has been arrested at this time.
For more on Georgia politics and the latest breaking news, follow Extra 1063 on social media or download the Extra 1063 app.
All right, God, it's only me. How's it going? 3:33, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, 404-741-1230. And a word for our buddies Jeff and Mark and the gang at Atlanta Safe House. Yeah, it's Independence Day week. Only a couple of days, and I hope you're doing something fun. And by the way, speaking of keeping the country safe and keeping yourself safe and secure and feeling better about your future and so forth, that's why you need a safe from Atlanta Safe House. I've got two of them. I wish I'd taken one of my safes down to Florida when I retired because I didn't have my medical record saved, and the VA told me to go pound sand. Anyway, it's my fault. I screwed up. I lost my Social Security card a few years ago. From my wallet because I lost my wallet. It doesn't go in your wallet. It goes in your safe. And you don't have. By the way, I love the big gun safes. And if you think, I don't know, they're great big. No. A gun safe is a good-sized safe. However, they also have nooks and crannies and shelving units and bookcase-type things inside. You can have anything you want. Believe me, for the way to save your stuff. Also, pistol safes, great thing to have to carry around if you do a lot of traveling and so forth. Makes everybody feel better. Business safes, jewelry safes, protecting your stuff. They can build you a vault door. They can build you a family storm shelter at Atlanta Safe House. You know, they have a showroom in Ackworth. They've been doing this for decades. A non-woke company protecting your rights with your customer master reset code. Make sure nobody else gets that from you. Using off-duty firefighters, police, and soldiers and cops and firemen to take care of your safes for you. Honest to God, these are great folks, and you'll love what they can do for you. You may not know what you need, but they'll take care of that for you when you check them out on the web, atlantasafehouse.com.
You have enough to deal with after an accident. You don't want to spend a lot of that time messing around with insurance companies. Besides, what are you going to say to him? You really know the ins and outs? David Van Sant at Van Sant Law does. He used to work for the insurance companies. Their worst nightmare. He knows who to call, what to say, how to listen to him, and he has your best interest at heart. Van Sant Law, 855-GA-INJURY. VanSantLaw.com, 855-GA-INJURY.
Get ready. Diamonds Direct will forever change the way you shop for jewelry. With over 80 years experience in direct sourcing, Diamonds Direct is finally opening in Atlanta. Customers across the Southeast know Diamonds Direct for their unbeatable selection and prices, but return again and again because of their unparalleled customer experience. The experts at Diamonds Direct are your advocate in the dizzying world of diamonds, ensuring you are nothing shy of confident in your purchase. How do they do it? With the best selection, the best quality, and the best price. In fact, Diamonds Direct guarantees they won't just meet any local price, they'll beat it. So if you can dream it, Diamonds Direct can deliver it. Build your own engagement ring, tap into their custom design studio, or choose from hundreds of ready-to-wear styles. No other jeweler can maximize your budget like Diamonds Direct. Diamonds Direct, coming soon to Buckhead and ready to amaze Atlanta with the best selection, the best quality, the best price, and the best people guaranteed.
All right, look out. Kimber Feed and Flounder. Up to Daisy. Sorry. Me or him, I don't care. It's all right. It's all good. 336, 404-741-1230. Look out, here we go. A little something for you with Joy Division. The gravestone of their former Joy Division frontman, Ian Curtis, was stolen on this day in 2008. Cheshire police said his memorial stone was taken where he's buried in the Macclesfield Cemetery, I think. Police appealed for anybody with information on the whereabouts of the memorial stone. It had the inscription Ian Curtis, 18580, and the words, "Love will tear us apart." Well, he stole his. Now, I don't know Joy. I know the name, but I don't think I'm really familiar at all with this.
So, Joy Division became New Order. The lead singer killed himself the night before their first American tour, and they took a break for a minute and then became New Order, which was a pretty successful 80s band.
Excellent. Flounder, our musical director, of course. Kimber Pete and Flounder, how you doing? Larry David's birthday, 77 years old today. And on this day in history, this was an important day, and I love these words. 1776. The Continental Congress passed a resolution written by Richard Henry Lee. Quote, "These united colonies are, and of right ought to be, free and independent states." And the final draft of that Declaration of Independence was adopted 2 days later on July 4th.
Notice he had plural there. States, not state.
Independent states.
Not a union, not together, not a confederation.
Free and independent states.
Yeah.
That's right. 1776, 2 days later, they passed it. And that's our Independence Day, 4th of July.
Answer me this question, Cameron.
Yeah.
What is the difference between the COVID vaccine and a Supreme Court decision?
Golly, I don't know, Pete. What?
The Supreme Court could actually give you immunity.
Oh, hey, ha, hey, ho. By the way, the freaking memes coming out.
Oh, that's amazing.
About President Stupid Face. But how could they possibly not know that the last time America saw the president, he looked like he was dead? I mean, he literally looked like a white cadaver. In fact, if you had gotten up the next morning after the debate, if you had awakened and found out the president died overnight from old age, you'd have said, God, he sure looked it last night. I mean, that's how bad. I would not have been surprised. Oh, what a shame. He sure looked like he was. Yeah. So then he shows up with orange man face. All of a sudden, he got all that healthy tan going on, the pancake makeup like an inch thick. My God. Little mascara, little rouge, to mix in with the cheekbones. I used to take a little red lipstick and then rub it into your cheekbones and then cover a little bit. I mean, we used to have to do makeup for TV. I was
TV.
No, seriously. Well, I didn't wear it when I was out on TV, but still, it's not a trend. I mean, it's unbelievable how dumb these people can be.
I know.
God,
they think we're stupid.
It's freaking unbelievable. Anyway, we got so much more and stuff like this. I mentioned the threats before. Ocasio-Bangbangio Stupidio is going to bring articles of impeachment against the Supreme Court. She said they're consumed by a corruption crisis beyond control, an assault on American democracy. Why do they keep saying, the words democracy and insurrection are the talking points, the marching orders that they're never going to stop saying. We do not have a democracy. The founding fathers made sure we would never have a democracy.
In my whole life, whenever one side or the other lost a Supreme Court decision, you didn't hear this crap in the 60s and the 70s and the 80s like they're all corrupt and they've done this and all.
The reason is because people didn't have so much hate for a decision and went against him politically. There was never this kind of hate. I mean, this kind of hatred where they're saying they want to kill Donald Trump. These are people on TV and going over the world on social media saying Donald Trump should be killed.
Girl, baby girl.
They're not adults. They're children, and they're saying the first thing that their feelings tell them to say.
Dangerous. It's like they're out of control because they don't have any self-control. They don't understand boundaries. I mean, how could you literally, seriously, not think that that's dangerous to say things like that out loud?
These are the people back in 1917 that took the Russian royal family out in the woods and shot them.
Shot them, yeah. So Ocasio-Bangbangio Stupidio says, and the leader of the House and the minority, Hakeem Jeffries, said the House Democrats will engage in aggressive oversight and legislative activity with respect to the court to ensure that the extreme far-right justices in the majority are brought into compliance with the Constitution. But the nerve of these people.
Compliance.
It's like, sure. And by the way, Ocasio-Bangbangio Stupidio apparently, from what I understand, sent mail bombs to the 6 members of the Supreme Court because she claims she has the right of immunity because she was a president. Well, she was president of the whore club after she dropped out of barber school and became a bartender. So anyway, because she was a former president, she says she has a right to kill members of the Supreme Court with mail bombs. I mean, I don't know. And by the way, she also has complained that obviously the reason is that those justices just want to have sex with her, including Amy Coney Barrett. They just want to have sex with her. By the way, that would be really, if I could rough her up a little, I would definitely have sex with her. If she didn't say anything.
You could keep the camera rolling.
Yeah. And have to rough her up a little bit. Just
no,
like
you wouldn't have to rough her up a little bit.
Well, in a good way, in a happy way, not a felony way.
After seeing her boyfriend, she's the one doing the roughing up.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I think she lifts him up on the counter and have sex with him.
How would that work?
Yeah, she lifts him up on the counter.
Like 2:45.
So she doesn't hurt his man bun or something.
Like 2:45.
Like 2:45, you and me, baby. Yeah, 9 and 3, darling. Oh my God. 3:43 with a Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Geez, we got so much more. Jake Tapper, by the way.
He's got a sound.
New sound of.
Here's Ocasio-Bangbangio. No, I'm sorry. The Podium Princess, Shirley Temple, old Rainbow Goldilocks, talking about. Well, you'll hear it at the podium about this whole.
The administration strongly criticized the media for clips showing the president appearing to be confused, freezing at times, and you called it cheap fakes, misinformation, disinformation. Do you have any regret over using that language?
Not at all. Not at all. And let me be clear, it was a certain part of the media. I mean, you can speak to this better than I can, a certain part of the media which was doing this. And look, independent, mainstream fact checkers in the press and misinformation experts have been calling out cheap fakes. And at the end of the day, they're fakes. That's what they were. Targeting the president. They had said, the reporters and these misinformation experts said that this president was being targeted, and what we did was echo them. That's what we did.
No, that's a lie. You're a freaking liar.
We'll certainly continue to call that out. And the cheap fakes didn't come from me. I didn't coin that. I didn't come from this White House or this podium. That came from the media. They called the cheap fakes, and they said this President Biden, was being targeted on misinformation. It was purposefully being done to this president. And what we did is we echoed that. So I don't regret it at all.
Everything she said's a freaking dirty, stinking lie.
Everyone.
We saw her use the words cheap fakes and deep fakes because she didn't even know what she was talking about. She's so stupid. She thought the phrase was cheap fakes. The phrase is deep fakes. That's what she didn't even know what she was talking about when she made that up herself because she didn't even know there was such a phrase.
She just proved Jake Tapper's point about how the Democrats are being Orwellian with the use of language right now.
Jake Tapper last night opened up his show. There's a discernible pattern of Democratic officials seemingly trying to convince you, the public. This is Jake Tapper, who, by the way, was one of the co-moderators. Yep. So he was in it. He said, they're trying to convince you, the public, to not believe what you saw and what you heard with your eyes and your ears on Thursday night. Democrat officials, according to Tapper, he says, have tried to spin this. They said President Biden just had a cold. They said it was just one off night, akin to when President Obama in 2012 was rusty and seemed a little huffy. The spinning is all very reminiscent of the George Orwell quote from the book 1984 regarding the Trump 5 years ago. He said it's relevant again today. The party told you to reject the evidence of your eyes and ears. It was their final, most essential command. Yep. And Jake Tapper said, I promise you that will not happen on my show. Again. This time, starting now.
You know why he said that? Because he's mad because he's catching flack.
Yeah.
From everybody on the left that he was pro-Trump.
They wanted him to edit the comments from Trump and accuse him right there going along with it, as opposed to taking the place of a moderator. You'd say what you want and we'll go on to the next guy. Their duty wasn't to fact-check Donald Trump. It was to say, what do you say and what do you say? That's all the moderator's supposed to do. Yeah. God, I mean, question things that need questioning, but you're not a fact-checker trying to attack one of the candidates. My God, I freaking hate these people.
It's a hive mind, as Tucker Carlson points out, and when one steps off the hive plantation, they attack them.
Yeah, exactly. And now there's one sitting Democrat, House Democrat from Texas saying he's got to go. This is the first elected House Democrat congressman saying from the party that Joe's got to go. And we'll more about that. Also, the Hitler tapes, talking about how about the Hitler's inner circle reacted to what they tried to pull off on the debate. We're going to have that for you coming up with a translation shortly with a Kimmer Pete Flounder. 347 on 106.3. Look out.
The latest breaking news to the conservative voices you know and trust. Your best new follow on social media is Extra 1063. We're at XTRA 1063 on Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, Threads, and LinkedIn, and pretty much any social media you scroll through every day. And we drop exclusive giveaways, new daily content, and the latest breaking news from Georgia and across this great nation. Interact with your favorite Extra personalities. Get the latest on our live events and so much more. Follow at Extra 1063 across all your social media and keep up with Atlanta's only conservative voice.
The dog days of summer are here, and Truist Park is the place to be when the St. Louis Cardinals and Cincinnati Reds come to town, July 19th through the 24th. The series is packed full of fun, including the CMT Hot Prospect Concert Series before the game in the Battery Atlanta Plaza on Friday, featuring up-and-coming country music artist Blanco Brown, followed by everyone's favorite Friday Night Fireworks presented by Georgia Lottery after the game. And Sunday, July 21st is Kids Club Sunday, Kids can look forward to a player Q&A, face painting, and more. Plus, the first 3,000 kids will receive the Ozzy Albies plushie giveaway. And there's a second giveaway on July 23rd for the first 15,000 fans, featuring the Orlando Arcia chain presented by Truist. Don't miss out on the jam-packed week of giveaways and fun. Visit Braves.com/promos to find all of the details and purchase your tickets. Atlanta Braves baseball. We are Braves country.
Hey, it's Tug from my friends, the Frost family of First Liberty Building and Loan. You hear about their family's company all the time here on Extra 106.3. First Liberty has helped hundreds of small businesses grow by saying yes when the big banks say no. On Wall Street, opportunities to earn big returns are everywhere. But for Main Street investors, those opportunities are hard to find. Until now. Our First Liberty notes are now open to qualified Main Street investors, paying interest rates of 8 to 13% while helping fuel the growth of small businesses right here in Georgia. With a few basic qualifications and with as little as $25,000, qualified Main Street investors just like you can earn an 8 to 13% interest rate. If this is you, they'd love to hear from you. Go to FirstLibertyGA.com and consider joining the First Liberty family today. That's FirstLibertyGA.com. FirstLibertyGA.com.
First Liberty notes are not obligations of or guaranteed by any financial institution and are not secured by any collateral. They are not FDIC insured or guaranteed by any government agency. You could lose money. Purchasers must verify their SEC accredited investor status. Securities are not being offered in any jurisdiction in which it is unlawful.
Hey guys, I'm Tara, owner and publisher of Our Town Monthly. Have you heard the buzz about Seeds of Excellence Christian Academy?
Thanks, Tara. I'm Dr. Eugene Wallace, CEO and head of schools of Seeds of Excellence Christian Academy in Austell, Georgia. We are Christian, scholarly, affordable, and relational. Seeds of Excellence is committed to nurturing the whole child, spirit, mind, and body. From daily Bible classes to weekly chapel services, advanced technology, world languages, fine arts, athletics, national competitions, and a dedicated team of great professionals, our scholars from 6 weeks to 8th grade receive quality care through a premier education grounded in Christian worldviews. By blending the Abeka curriculum with Georgia state standards, we offer a comprehensive and faith-based learning environment that equips our scholars for success. We are thrilled to partner with Our Town Monthly. We want everyone in the community to read all about us.
You're right, Doc. Seeds of Excellence is a perfect fit. Friends, explore SOECA.net and experience the difference today.
Hey Atlanta, it's Ben, host of the Weekend Ben Burnett Show, proudly brought to you by Peach State Pride. Each and every weekend, we bring you all the issues going on around the globe and what America's ultimate role is in order to drive our agenda forward as conservatives. And if you ever miss an episode, you can download everything I've ever done on Apple, Spotify, or you can go to the podcast park. See you around, Atlanta.
We're going to try something here in a minute. I'm not sure it's going to work, but I don't mind embarrassing myself because I think it's amusing, and that's what matters. 3:51. What an annoying voice.
It's not even music.
God, it's horrible. Anyway, 1991.
That's your opinion.
Yeah.
Oh, big welcome yours.
Big fan of Axl Rose, Guns N' Roses, Axl's solo,
They
are you?
suck.
All right. 1991. Axl Rose caused a riot at the Guns N' Roses gig, leaping into the crowd to remove a camera from a fan at Riverfront Amphitheater in Maryland Heights. 50 people were hurt, 15 fans arrested. He attacked a guy who was videotaping the performance. So, boom, Riot City. 50 people hurt. That's fairly significant. Yeah, let's see. Birthday list includes Imelda Marcos, still alive.
Really?
95 years old. Former Philippines head after Ferdinand died.
That's why I used to call Flounder when I saw his closet with his 500 pairs of shoes.
All neatly put in exact order, by the way, polished. Their little shoe trees and everything. I mean, little polishing claws standing. Each one is a special class.
Like a cobbler.
And our history list today includes, on this day, 1961, at his home in Ketchum, Idaho, Ernest Hemingway blew his head off with a double-barreled 12-gauge shotgun.
Damn.
35 years after his father killed himself. 35 years after his father killed himself, Ernest Hemingway killed himself, and Hemingway's granddaughter Margot killed herself by overdosing on prescription pills. Good Lord.
And is that the one they didn't find for days in her L.A. apartment?
Yeah. Was she one wandering around on the streets for a while out there in some
There's
place?
Mariel and Margot.
Yeah.
And they're both good looking.
Yeah. Mariel was the younger one who played the Woody Allen 15-year-old dating him, I think.
Really?
Wasn't that the one?
I
Yeah.
don't
think so anyway. Okay, Flounder, let's try this. Let's do this. If you know what I'm talking about, I'll bet you are because they were so popular. These Hitler meme things, the Hitler videos. There was I didn't even know the name of the movie. I forgot the name of the movie.
The Bunker.
The Bunker.
Great movie.
It's a Hitler movie, and it's in German. I mean, it's a German movie. So what somebody or several people have taken the very creative opportunity to put different words in for English subtitles over the speaking parts of the Germans talking to Adolf Hitler when they come in for a meeting, and he's very upset about how the war's going. So what somebody did today, my favorite of these is when Hitler's mad because they're having a motorcycle race or motorcycle charity ride, and somebody gave him a Honda, not a Harley or something. But this one is talking about how the Hitler team tried to affect the debate the other night. So Flounder, when I give you the signal, if you would play the sound, if you can do that in there, and I'll read the subtitles. Now I got to get it at the beginning. Hold on a second here. It's
my favorite was the one when the Falcons blew the Super Bowl and they had
that's another one.
Hitler had bet on them.
All right, so this may not work for more than 10 seconds, and if it doesn't, I'll kill it. But this again is the Hitler staff meeting, and he's mad about what happened at the debate because it didn't go the way they were. Okay, Flounder, if you will, sir. The people have started to go on the internet. They're talking, taking a lot of crap, talking crap about us on X. That's okay. We'll just get the media to say we won. Sir, the media.
All right, it's crashing.
The media threw Biden under the bus.
Kind of like this.
We even lost Maddow. Hitler's got his glasses on him, mumbling. If you are voting for Biden after this debate, leave now.
I'm throwing in the towel on this. I'm throwing in the towel.
It's over. And all the staff ever. Anyway, you've got if you like these Hitler movie things, it's on you can go find it. But again, that was sort of a tease. Clearly, you can't do it justice on the radio. But
there's one on Atlanta traffic, and there's one the Falcons losing.
It's hysterical.
They are good.
I mean, the creative. I mean, really, it's just funny. It's just really funny.
You know, it's funny
about Hitler. We're laughing with Hitler.
This is a really hard movie to watch.
Yeah.
And somebody watching that movie started snickering. And someone looked at him and go, "What are you laughing about? This would be a great meme."
I got a great idea. Oh, Lordy. I mean, can you imagine?
Real quick, I got some more KJP audio that Mike helped me get, but this one right here, they ask her straight up if Joe has dementia.
Oh, I love it.
Biden, at 81 years old, have Alzheimer's, any form of dementia, or degenerative illness that cause these sorts of lapses? And it's a yes or no question. And if you don't know, why don't you, as one of his senior staff members, know?
I have an answer for you. Are you ready for it?
Yes.
It's a no. And I hope you're asking the other guy the same exact question.
Now there's, in fact, Nancy Pelosi said Donald Trump is senile. Nancy Pelosi
That's what they do.
Yeah,
they always accuse the other side of what they themselves are and do.
Hard to believe
because it muddles the water.
That's right. I mean, they did the same thing with the media covering up, being unfair to their candidate. Like you were unfair to Trump for 8 years. Oh, God.
Someone pointed out that his new makeup job, the orange thing.
Yeah, orange face.
He looks like a plastic container after you've had spaghetti in it.
On the cardboard box. A little Flounder's funny. Here we go. A little Flounder's
CNN
funny.
really wanted Joe to do well. I wanted Joe to do well. I was like, come on, man, you got this. CNN was throwing softballs up there. They were like, January 6th was bad, right? What do you think about that, Joe? Joe just looked right at the camera. Healthcare. We were like, dang it, Joe! That had nothing to do with the conversation. What are you doing? Here's what's happened with the Democratic Party. Remember when you were kids and you wanted to play video games and your little brother wanted to play, but it was only a one-player game, so you gave him an unplugged controller? That's what they did to Joe. He's sitting there mashing the buttons, and the Democratic Party is big brother looking over his shoulder like, that's you, Joe! That's you up there. That's you doing that. Good for you. Trump is the kid that shows up. Trump shows up, plays the game. When he loses, he breaks the controller.
Biden, one of my favorite things about Biden is somebody came up with this thing. Joe Biden acts as though he thinks he's so special. He acts as though it's like a pigeon who flies into a couple of guys playing chess on a chessboard, and the pigeon knocks the pieces all over the board, claims he won, and flew off. I mean, the chaotic nature of these very people.
That's their whole plan now. Anytime someone brings up Joe's dementia, say, "Well, Trump has it too."
Yeah, ask him. Ask Trump. No, excuse me. No one in a million years, other than Nancy Pelosi, is suddenly now say Donald Trump is senile.
And this
well, he got her name wrong. He called that girl the wrong name once. Yeah, if you look at Donald, well, anyway, I mean, this is silly. I mean, oh my God, but that's what they do.
Playing with words.
3:59. Jill, Doctor, the cuckold queen, is never going to live down that Vogue cover. And what she said, again, I hadn't read it until when Shannon Burke joined us yesterday, and she talked about, it's so much fun being, with the president because you can go through stop signs.
Power.
And everybody, takes care of you, and you don't have to do anything.
They're waiting for me.
God, it's just
looking at the little people out the window.
The power. Also coming up, how'd you like to be in an airplane flight that got so turbulent you ended up in the overhead compartment with your legs sticking out? Coming up with a Kipper, Pete, and
Well, that's happened before, but it wasn't turbulence.
We've all been. Of course, that wasn't while we were flying. That was anyway. 4 o'clock. Kipper, Pete, and Flounder, 106.3 or something. Look out.
WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey broadcasting station. This hour is presented by Atlanta Safe House.
The White House calls it a bad night. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. Spokeswoman Karine Jean-Pierre using that phrase repeatedly in the first White House briefing since last week's debate.
We understand. We're not taking away from what you all saw or what the American people saw.
Also doubling down on the president having a cold, but she says he was not taking any cold medication and tells reporters they're not hiding any information about the president's health or his ability to do the job.
What I can say is that, just to take a step back, it was a bad night. We understand that it was a bad night. And the president has spoken to this. And he understands that.
Jean-Pierre highlighting some other unscripted events coming up for the president, including a news conference at a NATO event next week. Tomorrow, he's now scheduled to meet with Democratic governors. At least one Democrat in Congress now publicly calling for him to withdraw from the race. Texas Representative Lloyd Doggett. Sentencing is postponed for former President Trump, pushed back from next week to September as the judge in his New York hush money case agrees to allow motions on the potential impact of yesterday's Supreme Court ruling on presidential immunity.
Earlier on Tuesday, the Manhattan DA's office said it would be open to a sentencing delay. The decision means the former president will not be sentenced days prior to the Republican National Convention, where he will accept his party's nomination for president.
Fox's Gernal Scott, lawyers for the former president, taking issue with some of the evidence used to convict him of falsifying business records, which included social media posts from then President Trump and witness testimony about Oval Office meetings. Hurricane Beryl now blamed for at least 6 deaths in the Caribbean as it churns toward Jamaica, back down to a Category 4 storm after becoming the earliest ever Cat 5 in the Atlantic. A late rally on Wall Street. The Dow up 162 at the bell, the NASDAQ topping 18K. America is listening to Fox News.
If you had $1 million in 2009, today it would be worth less than $700,000. Thank you, big government. Hedge against runaway inflation with gold from Birch Gold Group. Birch Gold will help you convert an existing IRA or 401k into a tax-sheltered IRA in physical gold. I trust Birch Gold, and you can too.
Text the word PROTECT to the number 989898 and get a free, no-obligation info kit on gold. Text PROTECT to 989898 today.
Progressive knows when you own a boat, life on land is a tough sell.
Come on down to Land. It's the place where you get to do so much waiting. You can wait in traffic, drive-thrus. You can even wait at the doctor's in a room specifically made for waiting. It's Land, baby. Come and sit patiently for a while, then wait even longer. It's Land.
Life on a boat is way more relaxing, and it's even more relaxing when you protect your boat with Progressive, America's #1 boat insurer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, #1 rating based on 2022 boat market share data from ratefilings.com.
I don't know. By the way, how's that dog bark thing working? Any feedback on that doing anything?
People love it.
What's that?
It's genius.
Yeah, but how are we going to make money off it? When you're trying to...
Dogs love it.
Well, there you are. I'm hoping that it does. I'm not sure what it's supposed to be doing, but I like it. Anyway, Neil Board's coming up in a second. First of all, quickly, let's get our... I hate this guy, but it's okay because I'm doing it for you. Rod Stewart, 3 weeks at number 1 on the British singles chart with Baby Jane. His 6th number 1 in Britain, most successful single since Do You Think I'm Sexy back in 1978. 5 years earlier, Rod Stewart. All right, we have Neil Board. I think, Flounder, how are we doing over there? Yeah, boy, Neil Board's traveling around and having fun, and I have no idea where you are, but I heard you this morning somewhere in the Mid-America time zone. So, Neil Board's welcome. How's it going, and what's up, sir?
Well, I may be.
Yes.
I may be eating mud bugs for dinner.
Mud bugs, the Mississippi area or Louisiana, probably. It sounds like the Bayou down in Lafayette Parish or something.
Where were you raised other than in a barn?
I was raised in a very nice family, mister.
Posh.
In a barn.
Where?
In a very nice family. Actually, I was born and raised in the northeast New England. Came here in 1972. My first trip south.
Where in New England?
Well, a lot of places. Western Massachusetts, upstate New York, Fayetteville, New York, Pittsfield, Mass.
You can only be born in one place.
I was born in Rutland, Vermont. My mother was waiting. My father had been being discharged out of the Navy. He was an officer in the Navy, and they were waiting for the World War II to get over.
So you were born up there at about the same time Bernie Sanders was.
I think he was a few years older than I, but yes, probably. I don't know if he was born in Vermont. I have no idea.
It had to be something in the water.
Yeah, probably. Why? What'd I do now? My God, man. We haven't even started. Where are you born? And I guess that explains everything. Okay, sorry.
Okay.
God.
Who was it?
Jesus.
Who was it out there that was saying Biden ought to assassinate Trump? I didn't catch that one.
Well, there are so many. Let's see. An LGBTQ activist tells Biden to kill himself. I got her name around here somewhere. Rosie O'Donnell said something's got to be done about Trump. He's got to be stopped. LGBTQ actor and activist Leah Delaria. 1 million followers. Take him out. Kill Donald Trump. Assassinate Donald Trump.
Well, you're exactly right. If the Secret Service isn't on her doorstep right now,
my God,
then they might as well just might as well stick to licking stamps.
Well, in fact, I'm amazed that we don't have a news story saying the Secret Service is now taking a woman into custody, or man, whoever that is. I can't tell by anything. But again, this is outrageous. Hell, remember when Shannon Burke made the mistake of saying something about the Secret or about Biden being in something was just a really milquetoast comment, and the Secret Service showed up and talked to him right there then. They weren't, I don't know why we don't have a news story saying that he or she's been taken into custody for a cross-examination or investigation of her attitude about killing the president. I can't believe this. Anyway.
Well, what I can't believe, and speaking as a member of the state bar of the state of Georgia, all that kind of nonsense, I know what people are thinking. How did that jerk ever pass the bar exam? Well, I passed it on the first try, butt wipes.
Okay, I knew that, by the way.
As a matter of fact, back at the time I passed it, Georgia had a very low passing rate on the bar exam. Yeah, but some Superior Court judge in DeKalb County, who I will not name, sent me over a bottle of champagne when he read ahead of its publication the list of those who passed, and that was probably the only show I've ever done drunk. Now,
well, good for you. You might not.
Yeah. I did do a show one time after eating some brownies that a lovely listener had sent to us at the radio station.
Oh, let me guess. They were a little more than brownies, were they?
Oh yeah, they were delicious brownies.
Yes.
But as I know you have me on the air today as a member of the bar.
Yeah, well, sure.
Although
absolutely.
I'm listed as inactive,
right?
And Donna has me listed as inactive also.
Just a whole other area.
But anyway, immunity for elected officials conducting their proper functions under the law has been with us ever. It's been with us forever.
This is not new.
I mean, think what happens if elected officials don't have immunity. You have a simple thing like a zoning decision that upsets some homeowner who feels his property values have been lessened. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to sue these commissioners that voted for that rezoning. You can't do that. Yeah. All the Supreme Court did was say, not only can you not sue them in civil court for their official actions, you can't prosecute them in a criminal court for those actions. It's the same actions, the same part of their official duties. Now, what has changed? Probably nothing has changed, but the Supreme Court has made it clear, look,
they said you can't do what they're doing to Donald Trump. They did 4 different cases against him to stop him from being president again, and they deliberately interfered with that, and that's exactly what the court was saying. You can't do that kind of thing while the guy's doing his duties, and that's exactly what they did to Donald Trump.
And so then people start going, oh, he can assassinate people. He can do this. He can. There's
still laws.
Excuse me, where is assassinating somebody part of the official duties of the President of the United States? Think about this.
Yeah, it's stupid.
You remember what Andrew...
Yeah.
Oh, her name is not...
Oh, Lord. What a dummy.
You didn't turn her name into Sotomayor. No, you didn't do that.
No, I would never do that.
God, you're out of control. Anyway, what did Andrew Jackson do to the Cherokee Indians?
Yeah, death march, baby. Yeah, Trail of Tears.
Yeah, Trail of Tears. Could he have been criminally prosecuted? I mean, could Chief Thunderthud have decided, I'm going to sue, I'm going to file criminal charges against No. It was part of his official, it was under the scope of his official duty. What about FDR? World War II. What did FDR do to our wonderful Japanese neighbors on the West Coast?
Yeah, incarcerated because they were born in Japan. Yeah.
He rounded them up and put them basically in jail.
Well, hell, how about Bill Clinton bombing an aspirin factory so they'd cover up the Monica Lewinsky scandal that was going on to take the heat off him for that? My God. I mean, there's a million things. What Biden did, Biden blew up that family in Afghanistan by mistake. Unbelievable.
Worse than that. Check out, in terms of Bill Clinton, Google Mark Rich. I mean, people don't even remember that.
I do barely remember Mark Rich.
Pardoned him.
Yes, a big donor to Clinton.
Yeah.
And Google it. Now, should we have held Bill Clinton criminally responsible for his actions vis-a-vis Mark Rich? Listen, and somebody pointed out, I think it was the Washington Examiner, I don't know, but they made an excellent point today. If you could criminally prosecute a president of the United States for actions they took in performing their duties as president that you happen to disagree with, then every president that comes down the line would want to do to their predecessor just exactly what they're doing to Donald Trump right now.
Absolutely.
Hold him criminally responsible. Now, by the way, storming the Capitol to try to prevent the Electoral College vote from being counted and certified, that does not come under the official duties of the President of the United States. So in my humble, as I always am, opinion, if you want to criminally prosecute Donald Trump and show that he was responsible for that, that's fine with me. Go ahead.
Well, what are they going to call it? There was no. I mean, who defines insurrection? What's the charge? That he told people to protest?
I know.
What's the crime? And there's no crime.
Listen,
how could they charge him for it? It's a non-crime to say go protest peacefully. How's that possibly a crime?
Well, it is a crime if it can be proven that you sent them over there to be violent.
Well,
but how are you going to prove that?
I know.
Listen,
This is you're right. I mean, this is what if the Democrats actually believed that these things could happen, this country would explode. We wouldn't have a nation after one term of one president. It would be over. Idiots.
What has them so upset, Kimmer, is that their hero, their golden boy, he looked like Weekend at Bernie's at the debate last Thursday night. They're in despair. They're in a panic. They can't think of what in the world can we do. Listen to this. Big Mike now is favored over Donald Trump.
Oh, God.
In your imaginary president, that's how desperate they are.
You know, honestly, I'd be afraid. If she runs, I'd be afraid she'd win. I really am. I think people hate Donald Trump so much, and they say, boy, well, we'll get a first lady president, and she's black. Oh, my God, that's 2 check marks. And I think they do it just out of spite.
That's a twofer, and I agree with you. Yeah. I think if she said, okay, I'll run to save our democracy.
Well, but Putty's going to help her. It'd be a 2-team president. No question about it. He'd be there with her. My God.
Oh, no. 4-team president.
Well, yeah.
Or, I'm sorry, four-term president.
Yeah.
But, you know, the Wall Street Journal said that this immunity is there to protect presidents acting in the national interest of this country. They should be free from prosecution for official acts if they're acting in the national interest of this country. And presidents sometimes have to do some pretty awful things acting in the national interest of this country.
Well, bombing civilians with a nuclear weapon a couple of times, that could be pretty severe.
Oh, yeah.
But again, nationally, he had to do it. It was part of, it was a, slaughter, incinerating hundreds of thousands of children, pretty serious, but still, it's legit.
Truman.
Yeah,
Truman would have been a great target if you could criminally prosecute. Yeah. But the left, they're in a panic. They're in a panic because Jill, on the cover of Vogue magazine, Biden,
what a disgrace.
She is. I feel sorry for her. I mean, never in her life has that woman been without power. Never in her life has she not been married to a senator or a vice president or a president. Well, I mean, in her adulthood. And now she sees that going away, and boy, she epitomizes the panic of the left.
Yeah. In fact, even yesterday, her ex-husband was saying, did an interview and said, I don't even recognize this woman. This was not the Jill Biden I was married to for 5 or 6 years. She's just power hungry.
Wow. Did he really?
Yeah, absolutely. So I don't know who she, I don't.
Well,
and by the way, he's a Trump supporter, but he says, even so, I've always respected her until now. I don't know what she's doing. I don't recognize this woman. She's just power crazy.
She's preserving her power base.
Yeah, absolutely.
She loves it.
Read the article in Vogue. My God,
she's going to drag him through broken glass to keep it.
Yeah.
I want you to tell me how you would feel if you, the Kimber, had been a constant passenger on Air Force One for 4 years, and all of a sudden that was going to come to an end. You'd be a little.
I want my M&Ms with a White House number on them.
No brown M&Ms.
How many of those? How many boxes of those do you have?
I've never even seen one. I'm not. I don't. Nobody does anything for me. Trust me. I've never been to the White House. No president's ever called me. I don't have any freaking M&Ms like Neil Bortz has been there 19 times, and everybody's got all your autographs. They probably call you every freaking week. The ones who are still alive. It's unbelievable. I got nothing, Neil. I got nothing, man.
Look. I only have 4 boxes of Air Force One.
Oh, well, poor baby.
And that bathrobe with the presidential seal on it.
Monogram.
Oh, God. Gee, Neil, I guess you probably have a lot more stuff than I do from the White House visits.
Well, that is not mine. That is Donna's.
Well, I would think, yes.
And it wasn't me that got all those invitations to the White House Christmas party. That was Donna.
Well, there you are. Well, you made a good decision, sir.
Okay. Well, I did make a good decision.
Yes, you did. I'm envious of that decision.
People, this bus, this elite RV that we're riding around in, what do you think it says on the title of this thing?
I'll bet it's your wife.
Yeah. How do you think I found out that she bought this? I was sitting in it one time at a rally, and the owner of the company that made this thing walked in and said, "How do you like this?" I said, "This is pretty sweet. Man, 2 fanny washing toilets. How good can it get?" And he said, "I'm glad you like it because your wife just bought it."
As it should be. Give the little lady everything to run the family. That's what I say.
That's my life, and how the hell did we get onto that subject?
I don't know, but it's okay by me. We're just having a funny, happy day.
Okay, what has Joy Reid had? The two ladies that I really haven't. What about Rachel Mad Cow?
Yeah, yeah. What
has she said?
All the same thing that it was a disgrace and about what Donald Trump is a Nazi. Donald Trump is in favor of censorship. Nancy Pelosi now says Donald Trump is the one who's senile and he needs to be attacked.
Rachel Maddow is also saying that if Trump is elected, that she's going to be thrown in a cage. That they're all going to be thrown in jail.
The ugly cage.
Yeah.
Well, now that's justice.
That would be fine by me. They're asking for it, honestly.
Hold on. I'm going to ask the Queen a question. Hey, Queen.
Okay.
When we went to London to speak at the embassy there, who was the lesbian we took along with us? She's thinking.
Alrighty. Somehow picked up a lesbian
Stephanie,
hitchhiking or?
Yeah. No. The State Department said, "Neil, we want you to go speak to the embassy in London and Dublin about the upcoming presidential election, and we want to. Can you get Sean Hannity to go?" I said, "No. If you're going to send somebody with a conservative outlook, send somebody with a liberal outlook." They said, "Okay, who do you suggest?" And I said, "Stephanie, what's her last name?"
Liberal,
Stephanie
the radio broadcast. Wasn't she did a talk show or something? Yeah. I remember you saying. Yeah.
Yeah, the vegetarian who's always wearing the baseball hat.
Yeah.
But I don't even know if she's still working out there. But she's kind of out there on the edge, and I'd like to hear what she has to say about the Supreme Court decision too.
Well, they're all hyperventilating, and they're all just being ridiculous. There's nowhere, anywhere in the world that anybody actually thinks that a president... In fact, one of them, Sotomayor, or one of them, all this is saying, well, now Donald Trump can go down on the Fifth Avenue in New York City and murder somebody and get away with it. I mean, they're really thinking that he can just go start killing people and put them in cages and lock them up. I mean, my God, I hate these people.
Tell me on what planet would that be part of his official duties as president?
No, exactly. I mean, they must know that it's not an official duty. How much? But again, it doesn't matter. They're saying the thing. They're complaining now. Donald Trump is senile. Donald Trump is the Nazi. Donald Trump needs to be taken. I mean, it's just. They're saying it because people hear it enough, and they'll say, "Oh yeah, I got to do something about that Trump."
Boy, when people are in a panic, it's amazing the stuff they'll come up with.
Now, let me ask you.
Do you remember?
I'm sorry. I was going to ask if you think he's going to quit, Biden. If you think he's going to drop out.
Oh, Jill would cut him off.
Yeah. But you got the first Democratic congressman from Texas now saying he's got to go. First elected congressman is saying from the Democrat Party that Joe Biden's got to go. This guy from Texas. And,
he doesn't have much time. He doesn't have much time to do it.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't voluntarily withdraw, they're not going to Article 25 him.
No.
Amendment 20. They're not going to do that. So if he doesn't voluntarily withdraw, it's going to be him on the ballot.
Yeah. Jill's going to keep him on there. Dr. Cuckold Queen.
Yeah. I mean, what did Drudge have to say about Jill today? It was not.
Oh, really? I don't know.
Flattering.
Oh, I hadn't looked. I should look that up. I didn't know Drudge was still even out doing stuff. Alive? I didn't know the Drudge report is still active. I had no idea. I beg your pardon. I'm so sorry. We'll have to check that out. We're going to Google him right here. Yeah. Okay. Do you know what he said?
No, but it was something
we'll look it up.
outrageous.
We'll look it up
So,
later.
Whatever.
Yeah, cool.
And by the way, who gets the first Biden interview?
Oh, ABC. Yeah.
And they just say they will not air it live. They're going to.
Oh, you're going to. Oh, my God. You rotten dirty.
So the little Oompa Loompa George Stephanopoulos gets the first interview shot at Joe. That's going to be great. Did I tell you what my lovely, precious daughter did one time?
No, I don't think so.
This is way back when she was probably 12 or 13. And she's in line at the grocery store with her mama, the queen. Yeah. And there's a little person in front of her. And involuntarily, I want you to know that my daughter did not make up her mind to do this. Yeah. She did not say, I'm going to do this because it'll be funny.
Right.
She just all of a sudden started going, oompa, oompa, oompa.
Some sort of a Disney...
yeah.
Willy Wonka.
Willy Wonka was that what
Yeah, the Willy Wonka thing, yeah. Well, that wasn't as
It's a
as
small
bad as,
world after all. Or something like that.
Oh, God. But then, well, I like the time I was at Brave Spring Training, and a guy named Dave Baker, you probably
I know Dave Baker.
him.
I used to play golf with Dave Baker years ago. Yeah.
Dave Baker's a hell of a golfer.
Oh, he can hit it.
Makes
He's
his own
huge.
golf club.
He's 6'6" or 6'7". He can hit it, too, yeah.
Yeah. So we're at the grocery store getting some snacks to take back to the hotel during spring training, and this large Marge is in front of us in line, and her pager goes off, and there's Dave. Look out, she's backing up.
Oh, yeah. Dave's a broadcaster guy I've known years and years ago.
And he's part of improv comedy groups and what have you. He's just a funny guy. And sometime off the air, I'll tell you what he did to me.
Okie dokie. He once poured mustard on my shirt playing golf, and I got really ticked off at him. Told him to knock it off, too. He poured one of those little things of mustard on my shirt. And I've started to...
Did you happen to mention to him at that time that you were a Marine?
Oh, I think he knew all about that. He knew, but he did. He was a clown around guy. He was happy-go-lucky and what do you call it? Guys does practical jokes and things like that. So it wasn't a big deal. He wasn't trying to do something stupid. He was just clowning around. But I kind of got on him a little bit for it. So he knew I was dangerous. Psycho.
Right in the middle of the anthrax, I was playing golf with Royal one time, and I put one of those balls on a tee that when you hit it explodes.
Yeah, I've done that a lot. I've done that a lot too. I love that.
And so we're on the first. I tee it up and hit that cloud of dust. It was right in the middle of the anthrax scares, and Royal just looks at me and shakes his head. He said, "I cannot take you anywhere." So
that's for sure.
Somebody else I miss.
That was a shame. Yeah,
I'm going to let you go now.
Okay,
I'm going to call the morning crew again tomorrow.
Are you?
I messed it up this morning.
I saw that. All of a sudden, like 8:15 instead of 7:24, whatever.
I know.
Oh, I'm on Central Time. Okay, Neil.
It never occurred to me that I didn't know what time it was. It's occurred to a lot of other people, though.
Your dog did not wake you up to go tinkle. I think that you said that was a problem. He usually wakes you up to tinkle.
Well, she adjusts to a time zone change a lot better and quicker than I do.
Well, there you go. Hey, well, now tomorrow morning is 7:30 or 7:25ish, or the normal time, or do you know? For tomorrow morning.
Yeah,
show.
about 7:20.
Okay, well,
7:20 your time, 8:20 my time.
Wherever you are. Oh well. Oh my God. Well, you're in the middle of the ocean then. If you're an hour ahead of us.
No.
Well, wait, if it's 7:25 in the east and it's 8:25 where you are, you're in the freaking ocean. You're east of us.
No. Stop. It'll be 6:30.
Okay, I was going to say
6:20 my time.
Thank you. Oh, he's going to be in the ocean, ladies and gentlemen.
With a hurricane. Right now.
I would put me on a put me on a cruise ship right now. I'm ready. And the rough seas don't bother me. I've crossed Drake Passage twice.
Well, there you are. And the icon of the seas, or one of those. Anyway.
Not in the icon.
Okay.
No.
Well, listen. Have a great 4th of July Independence Day celebration.
Wait.
Yes.
It's not. It's Independence Day.
It's Independence Day. That's why I always mention Independence Day. Even if I mention the date, it's always Independence Day following. Absolutely.
And don't you dare talk to me during December and say, well, Merry 25th of December.
No, we don't say that. Neil, have a great one. And hi to the sweet missus, and we'll talk to you next week. Have a great few days. Well,
glad
any
I
days,
can
a few
bring
days.
some sanity to your broadcast.
We're certainly hoping so, because it'll be a nice change. Thank you, Neil. Be careful out there. Thanks, man. 428, Kimmer, Pete, and Flout. What's the matter?
Do you know why we don't do Drudge anymore? Here's the headlines. License to kill. Supremes give president immunity. Sotomayor, now we have a king. Imperial presidency in waiting. The Minotaurian power imbalance that has changed America forever.
Yeah.
All pro-Democrat, all anti-conservative. Drudge can kiss my ass.
That's right. 429-ish, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder on Tuesday. Brazen Town.
It's time for your Georgia headlines, presented by RBM of Atlanta, your Mercedes-Benz connection since 1964.
5 family members from Alpharetta were all killed in a small plane crash in New York on their way home from a baseball tournament held in Cooperstown, New York. 12-year-old James Van Epps hit a grand slam at the tournament before the plane, piloted by his grandfather, 76-year-old Roger Beggs, went down in upstate New York. Also on the plane were James' younger brother, 10-year-old Harrison, along with 43-year-old Laura Van Epps and 42-year-old Ryan Van Epps. 2 young boys are dead and another young man wounded after a tragic shooting in southwest Atlanta. Police responded to a call at an apartment complex in the Oakland City neighborhood where they found one 13-year-old dead and 2 boys aged 13 and 12 suffering from gunshot wounds. Both boys were rushed to the hospital where the 13-year-old succumbed to his injuries. The 12-year-old is in stable condition. Police say that no one has been arrested at this time.
For more on Georgia politics and the latest breaking news, follow Extra 1063 on social media or download the Extra 1063 app.
All right, look out. It's only me. It's only the Kimmer. 4:30 with Pete Davis and Flounder. And Mike's been back there helping out doing stuff with the Podium Princess. We'll have more of that for you, by the way, coming up. And again, an update on the Matt Drudge thing. What the hell happened to him?
The hell?
I mean, jeez. Anyway, a word for our buddies at Atlanta's Safe House, home of the Kimmer safes. Got a couple of gun safes, and that's where you keep your stuff. I didn't have them down in Florida when I retired, and all of a sudden I can't find medical records and various things. When I mentioned gun safe, by the way, and these are they're beauties, they're big, thick, and they can bolt them inside to the concrete floor, your basement or garage, whatever. But they're not. It doesn't mean that it's just one big giant empty space in this great big safe. That's not it at all. There are nooks and crannies and shelving units. They can put anything in there you want, whatever you're looking for. And that not only goes for the big gun safes, which are, by the way, pretty much always hot and sale. All the top names, too, by the way. Fort Knox, American Security, Browning. Anyway, they check out their pistol safes. In fact, go to the website, if you will, atlantasafehouse.com. And check out those pistol safes, man. They're beautiful, and they're great. They're safe. They're happy. Their security make you feel a lot better, especially if you drive around a lot or travel a lot and things like that. Not only that, protecting your assets for jewelry and cash and the things like your medical records, unlike the Kimmer, your social security card, my living will, credit card information. So my kids know if something happens to me, boom, pow, there everything is, and they're all set to go. It just makes everybody feel a lot better, safe and secure, thanks to Jeff and Mark and the gang at Atlanta Safe House. They have a showroom in Ackworth. Please tell them the Kimmer sent you, keeping you and your family when your stuff's safe and secure, where you can find it again, atlantasafehouse.com.
This year, treat yourself to an explosive 4th of July with Great Grizzly Fireworks. Come shop their incredible selection of the biggest and best fireworks at a Great Grizzly store in Forest Park, Cartersville, Noonan, or Grayson. And do it soon, because this year, Great Grizzly is giving you a chance to win a $5,000 fireworks prize pack. Sign up today and register to win at fireworks365.com/fan.
No purchase necessary. Must be 18 or older to enter. Winner will be selected on Friday, July 5th, 2024, and will be responsible for picking up their prize.
No one plans on going to jail, but when it happens, it's important that you know who to call. At A Second Chance Bail Bonds, we believe everyone deserves a second chance. We handle bonds from local to federal for any jail in any city. And in most cases, we can have you and your loved one out of jail in a matter of hours. A Second Chance. It's better to know us and not need us than need us and not know us. Call A Second Chance 24/7 at 404-BAIL-OUT. That's 404-BAIL-OUT. Or online at atlbail.com.
Well, Sally, thank you for your time. But unfortunately, we can't offer you the position.
But why?
Well, we got the results of your background check, and we saw some red flags.
Like what?
Apparently, you were accused of dog-napping a Chihuahua named Mr. Cha-Cha.
Mr. Cha-Cha was my soulmate.
At Horizon Background Screening, we find things that other companies don't. That's why companies that use us make smarter hiring decisions. Don't let the wrong hire put your company at risk. Get the real story on your candidates at horizonscreening.com.
Looking to keep your kids busy this summer? The Atlanta Braves youth baseball and softball clinics offer nonstop fun with an emphasis on teamwork, attitude, and healthy competition. The unique baseball and softball programs will help players ages 6 through 12 develop on and off the field. July's locations include Norcross, Marietta, and Swanee, but make sure to check out all the Metro Atlanta options. And don't miss the softball clinic at Truist Park on July 17th. Visit Braves.com/clinics to sign up today. Atlanta Braves Baseball. We are Braves country.
My daughter Jennifer used to be a deadhead.
This is The Clash.
Like I say, The Clash was one of her favorite. Now, why wouldn't I know that? Do I have the wrong thing in front of me?
Yes.
Yes. I swear to God, it said
Nikki
Rod
Heaton.
Stewart to Bob Weir, Grateful Dead.
What happened to the one we were supposed to play? The breaking news.
Well,
do you not have Nikki Heaton?
Well, I have. I do not have Nikki Heaton. It's not. Oh, I see the thing, but it's not. It's not pink. It's not colored.
Oh, it's not the right color.
Sorry. That's okay.
Well,
People make
Tuesday's Pink
mistakes.
Day.
1982, Nikki Heaton of The Clash was remanded on bail, charged with stealing a bus stop. A bus stop?
Yeah, the whole bus stop.
Worth 30 pounds from London's Fulham Road. What the hell does that mean? Stealing a bus
It's
stop?
It's a sign.
Anyway, Nikki from The Clash. So there you go. We got a bunch of little kids running around. It's been all day long. Of course, the 4th of July, Independence Day week is, of course, starts right now. So people are bringing a lot of kids are in here and running around. And it's cool because they're playing games. In fact, one of those, we have, what do you call them? Is it a massage chair? What do they call that big thing?
Yeah, massage chair.
It's a reclining huge, it's a great big huge massage chair. And it has buttons on it, they're vibrate or whatever. A little while ago, one of these little teeny girls, she could have been 4.
I know. Crawls up in it.
And she's in there. It's like a little bug in a rug. And it's like it's going to swallow her up into the little crevices. She's shaking around like a little doodle bug or something. Anyway, but it's sweet to see the family. Breaking news, 4:35, breaking news.
Well, if you're going to go see Heart and Cheap Trick.
Yeah.
Right now, it's only Cheap Trick. Heart has had to cancel their big tour because Ann Wilson just had cancer surgery.
Whoa.
And is having chemo now. So she's 74 years old. She says she's coming back. But right now, she's battling cancer. Ann Wilson of Heart.
Yeah. I like their stuff.
Yeah, that's a good band.
Our birthday list includes the naughty little Lindsay Lohan. Lindsay Lohan's 38. Yeah, she made it to 38 today.
It's amazing.
Yeah. And our history list includes this. 1982. Can you imagine the nerve of this guy? You got to really just remark about this. Lawn chair Larry Walters decides to attach a bunch of helium balloons to his lawn chair and take off into the air. And he did. For an hour in the sky, 3 miles high on a lawn chair with balanced helium balloons. Now, what would have happened if one of them, would tipped so he's like half upside down? Oh my God.
He's an idiot.
But you think about, oh my God, who would even imagine how this would work? But he did it. And he was up there for an hour. He was 3 miles high. And when he wanted to come down, he controlled his descent by shooting the balloons one at a time with a BB gun that he carried with him in the lawn chair. And he's alive. He made it.
One of those guys did that, and he dropped the gun. And he had to float until it lost the helium, and it came down. Another guy just disappeared.
man. I mean, would you do that?
No.
Hell no. I mean, what are the chances that would ever work out well?
I went up in a Spitfire. That's the closest I come to danger flying right there.
Oh, Lordy. Anyway, Flounder and our crackhead engineer, well, not crackhead, but our crackhead engineer, Mike, we're getting some soundbite cuts of the podium princess, Shirley Temple, the little Goldilocks rainbow girl. Do we have another cut or so to play there, Flounder, from her? She had her first meeting with the media since last week's debate. By the way, think about that. Since last Thursday, the White House hasn't done squat for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. And, of course, the president was out there for 7.5 days trying to get groomed. Anyway, the podium princess, some more answering questions about what the hell is going on with her, with the president and after the debate and what they're saying now.
You just reminded us that President Biden had a cold on Thursday. What medications was he taking in the days or hours leading up to the debate?
And I know that question has come in a couple of times to us. He was not taking any cold medication.
Was he taking any medication that would have interfered with his
He was not taking any cold medication. That is what I can speak to. I've asked his doctor, and that's what he stated to us.
You notice how she said he's not taking any cold
medication. Yeah. How about other medication? Yeah. And again, I don't know what did the reporter.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Yeah. I mean, the reporter didn't follow, or meth, or a speed, or I mean, of course that didn't sound. You didn't take that. You must have taken something.
They needed an amyl nitrate under his nose, is what they needed.
And by the way, by the way, we're going to talk in a minute here about some very unfortunate tragedies, because they're important enough to mention, but it really kind of makes me sad even thinking about it. But just to wrap up really quickly at our news conference today, among other things, reporters were hammering Karine Jean-Pierre. She's black, she's gay, she's a girl. 3 check marks. Answering President Biden's widely panned debate performance. And she says, all of us saw what happened on Thursday. Biden simply could not form coherent answers to many of the questions one reporter asked. Next question was a delicate one the president may not like to hear if he's watching, but I think the American people need to get a yes or no answer, ma'am, on does President Biden at 81 years old, does the president have Alzheimer's or any form of dementia or degenerative illness that causes these sorts of lapses? And it's a yes or no question. Quote, I have an answer for you. Are you ready for it? Said Jean-Pierre Vatrin, looking annoyed. It's a no. And I hope you're asking the other guy the same exact question. Yeah. Asking Donald Trump if he has dementia. This is how they just do anything to turn around, and therefore they don't have to answer the question anymore. Well, you don't have to even Donald Trump. They also mentioned more about his health. She said, acknowledges he didn't have a great night. He knows right from wrong. We're pivoting to talk about his record.
Please.
I mean, it's just on and on and on. And again, the former Foreign Relations President Richard Haas has told MSNBC that Biden needs to step down. Former Council on Foreign Relations President. And now a Democrat congressman from Texas is saying he should quit. So, I mean, it's, here we go. 441. Okay, 440. I hate to see some terrible tragedies. And ironic also, it just makes it even worse. Family of 5 from Georgia, Alpharetta. 2 kids with the family taking off in New York State after a baseball tournament, Little League type tournament. And they took off. It was Roger Beggs, who's 76 years old. He was the grandpop, and he's flying. He has the pilot's license. He was flying a small 6-seater plane. With him was Laura Van Epps' daughter, Ryan Van Epps, James R. Van Epps, who was 12, and Harrison Van Epps, who was 10. Baseball tournament in Cooperstown, New York. 12 hours earlier, 12-year-old James, known as JR, at the tournament, hit a grand slam. A few hours later, he and the family were dead. Everybody's grappling with this horrible loss, obviously. Governor Kemp posted his condolences. The kids went to Kings Ridge Christian School, a private school in Alpharetta. JR and Harrison attended. They called the crash shocking and heartbreaking. For our community, Milton Eagles football, where JR also played, the losses of like one of our own. Apparently there was a storm in the area. The storm had not touched down when the family took off on Sunday, but that's what they believe caused the problem, and the plane crashed, and they were all killed. Just horrible. I mean, and the grandfather said, "Well, I got this plane. I got a license. I'll fly you up there and stick around and watch the tournament. That'd be fun to watch my grandkids have their baby." I mean, I did that with my grandkids. Yeah. I did that last time I saw him. I mean, my God. And he said, "I'll fly you up there. It'll be great. We'll stick together, watch the tournament, fly back together," and they all died. It's horrible. And again, this is a horrible story. I'm sorry. I'll try to make this brief. The two high school sweethearts from Georgia, who were both firefighters, are dead, and it looks like a murder-suicide. They're not officially saying that, but I'll read you some of the details here. Let's see. Reagan Anderson and Chandler Kuhlbander, both 24 years old, were working together at the Liberty County Fire Services in Georgia. They were seen together in her car in a parking lot in Savannah. And then the mom of the girl says, the gentleman, the firefighter walks. He said, "My son walks out of the building, looks very comfortable, like he just had his workout, doesn't look rushed, everything's fine." And then I didn't see him again. The pair had dated for several years, met in high school, recently split up after a toxic relationship, according to family and friends. 2 days before they disappeared, police responded to a report of a domestic issue at the Olive Garden in Pooler, Georgia. Anderson apparently she was the girl, walked into the restaurant and confronted Kuhlbander while he was on a date with somebody else, so she went out and keyed his car. She was charged with second-degree criminal damage to property and disorderly conduct. At 10 a.m. a couple days later, Kuhlbander, the fireman, called his mother and said that Anderson, his ex-girlfriend, was blowing up his phone and threatening to kill herself. She claimed it's not the first time she's done it. When police went to Anderson's home after the couple disappeared, her home, they found her door unlocked, along with a note that indicated she may have wanted to harm herself. And now, hundreds of miles away, both bodies were found. And they have 400 miles away, and obviously from just reading this, the assumption is murder-suicide, and that she may have been the one who killed him and killed herself. Wow. Nobody said that officially, but that's from the information we have here. The indication is that, but I don't know if that's true. So I'm not saying that, but well, make your own conclusions.
Well, if you've been with someone since high school, you really don't have. You haven't lived long enough, even though you're an adult and you're a fireman, to know in relationships that they come and go.
Well, they're also 24 years old, and they'd already broken up. So in other words, these were teens basically, and then very young adults. And
you just think that's all there is. That's all I'm ever going to have, but there's not. There's several things to come.
Well, there must have been something else going on here. A couple of the quick things that were kind of bizarre in Florida. A guy named Dennis Wynn, 72 years old, from Clemont, Florida. Don't know where that is. Apparently said, "Hey, there's something going on in my house. What the hell is that up there in the sky? It's a freaking drone, a great big giant drone hanging over his backyard." So he says, "Oh, yeah." So he takes his 9mm handgun and blew the thing out of the sky. Somebody shot it and died. Good shot. Holy smokes, it was a Walmart delivery, and the Walmart rep said flights are part of a local campaign featuring mock deliveries to attract business and interest. So it wasn't really even, it was just to show, hey, look, we can do this in case you want to use Walmart drones. So, and this guy says, "Now, wait a minute, they're spying on me in my freaking yard." So he shot it with a 9mm pistol. As the crew piloting the craft back toward the ground, one of the reps heard a gunshot. When they inspected the drone, when they got it back to the store, there was a bullet hole and caused almost $3,000 worth of damage to the payload system. Sheriff's deputies went to the guy's house. He said, "Yeah, I'm the guy, shot the damn thing." He said, "I was watching that drone careen over my property." He said, "I thought the operators were watching and spying on me, so I shot the thing." And he said, "But it didn't even go away then." He admitted he shot the drone. "I fired one round at it, and they say I hit it, so I must be a good shot. I'm going to wind up having to find a real good defense lawyer." Well, they charged him with shooting at an aircraft. Now, that's shooting at an aircraft.
That ain't a damn aircraft. It's a toy.
It's in the air.
And they are spying on people.
Charged him with shooting at an aircraft, criminal mischief damage over $1,000, and firing a gun in public. They always get you for that.
This could be a test case about where you fly that damn thing.
That's right. And without permission, and do you have the right to to fly over someone's property and hover there?
Was it hovering?
Who knows? And by the way, hovering enough where he had the time to get his gun and shoot it. And it had to be low enough that it wasn't, 800 feet in the air.
Do you have the rights to take it over a residential neighborhood? Because that's dangerous if it loses power and crashes.
It could be a terrorist attack. It could be anything. It could be dangerous chemicals or anthrax
or bomb.
Or it could be those little teeny little bombs that they got going now. Who knows? I mean, come on, you kidding? I mean, honestly, would you? Now, I would not shoot a pistol or a rifle at it, but I'd sure blow up a shotgun at it because a bullet goes up and it comes down. If you don't hit it, it's going to come down several miles later, and it could be
where I am. The odds of it hitting something aren't very good.
You're a little different there. Anyway, 447, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder here on your Holy Cow, it's Tuesday already in Independence Week.
Time for the Bortz Report, brought to you by Southern Exteriors, the Southeast premier home exterior solution. Quality and precision you can rely on for over 20 years. Visit southernexteriors.co.
Police, New York, answering a call. Somebody with a gun. The police approach. The teenager runs. They chase him. While he's running, he turns around and points something at the police officers. Looks like a gun. In fact, it looks exactly like a gun. A Glock. The teenager ends up getting shot. The gun turns out to be a pellet gun. The teenager is 13 years old. And now the parents want accountability. The police officers should be in jail. Okay, the first question here. Why is a 13-year-old kid running around on the streets with a replica gun, one that looks exactly like the real thing? Clearly, it's because of the culture in which he was living. When teenagers take pride in their guns, they've got to have one. Where's the accountability for that? From his parents. And the police officers, what are they supposed to do? Hey, kid, is that gun real? Let me take a look at it. Because if it's real, we're going to have to shoot you if you try to shoot us. Yeah, police officers have the time to do that. When it looks like a gun and a teenager is holding it and pointing it at you, you don't have a hell of a lot of time to try to figure out whether or not the gun is real. Do stupid things, point a gun at a police officer, win stupid prizes. You get shot. Then the demonstrators. The parents, they want justice. Well, justice is when you get what you deserve. Sorry, this kid got justice. And the police officers should be put in jail. Why? Because they didn't know the gun was fake. How are they supposed to know that? You ask questions, you get shot. This whole culture where teenagers in the urban settings just have to have a gun to be respected, gotta end. Neil Bortz, Extra 106.3.
Hey homeowners, Tug here with some exciting news. Southern Exteriors is your one-stop solution for top-notch exterior services, from roofing to siding, windows, gutters, and more. No more waiting. They can start on your project immediately. And with an in-house warranty division, Southern Exteriors stands by their work for years to come. From leaky roofs to faded siding, trust Southern Exteriors for a quick and lasting transformation. Don't wait. Transform your home today. Call 877-9-SOUTHERN or visit southernexteriors.co now. Southern Exteriors, quality and precision you can rely on for over 20 years.
Tax season can be stressful, but it's also a wake-up call. It's time to think beyond April and plan for your future. At Master Plan Retirement Consultants, we're not just advisors, we're your partners in building a secure retirement. At Master Plan Retirement Consultants, we understand the challenges Georgians face. That's why we offer personalized strategies to maximize your retirement income, minimize taxes, and ensure you never outlive your assets. Join the Master Plan family and let us guide you through every financial milestone. Visit masterplanretire.com to schedule your appointment today. Master Plan Retirement Consultants, where your journey and destination are both important. Visit masterplanretire.com to schedule your complimentary consultation today.
Advisory services offered through Master Plan Retirement Consultants Inc., a registered investment advisory in the state of Georgia. Insurance, tax, and commodity services offered through Fricks & Associates Inc., DBA Master Plan Retirement Consultants. The aforementioned are affiliated companies.
Neil Borch here. Maybe you've already taken the steps to improve your health, maybe save your life. You're using a CPAP for your sleep apnea. I've been using one for well over 20 years. So right now I'm here to tell you about a source for CPAPs and CPAP supplies here in the Atlanta area. CPAPs, etc. They're in Alpharetta. They have whatever you need. Roddy and Sharon are your CPAP experts, and they'll ship nationwide. More information, CPAPsetc.com.
Now the Grateful Dead. The Kimmer sometimes does not recognize his musical cues. But Bob Weir and Mickey Hart from the Grateful Dead were arrested on suspicion of starting a riot. On this day in 1980, it was at the San Diego Sports Arena. They tried to interfere in a drug bust. And they apparently wanted the guy to get away with it, and police weren't too happy, and it caused kind of a problem there. Grateful. My daughter Jennifer was a deadhead, followed him around for a while when we didn't know whether she was dead or alive, back when she was a cocaine and heroin addict. And thank God she's been clean for 20 years. A real hero, by the way. It can be done. You can kick it. All right, on this day, birthday time. Let's see. Michelle Branch, the singer, 41. Her biggest hit was Everywhere. She spent time in a country duo called The Wreckers. Oh, I know The Wreckers. They have a great song called... my daughter Jennifer sent this to me, and I have it on my music stick. It's something like,
say it.
Oh God, it's you're going to leave me. You're going to leave me. So why? Just get it over. You can't leave me. You're going to break my heart no matter what. So just go ahead and leave me now. Something like that. That's the name of the song, The Wreckers. And it's a great song, too. I have it on my match. I played it this morning on the way in fact.
Fascinating.
One of the things. What the hell? What the hell's the name of that stupid song? I can see it on the freaking thing of the thing, and I can't. I hate this. That's why I can't be president, damn it. Anyway, Michelle Branch, 41, married to Patrick Carney, the drummer for the Black Keys. I don't know who it is.
You don't know them, but you know the records.
I almost had it. Okay. I almost had the name of the song. Crap.
Keep moving.
Oh, God. I'm going to go to my car. You're going to
you're not.
I'm going to walk to my car.
It'll come to you. If you just don't think about it, it'll come to you.
All right. It's The Wreckers. Oh, I almost had it. I hate this. Okay. On this day in 2002, Steve Fawcett finally did it. He was the first person to fly a balloon around the world. It was his 6th attempt to do it. His Spirit of Freedom balloon landed in Australia after a flight of 14 days, 19 hours, and 50 minutes around the world in a balloon. Man, talk about daredevil stuff. And same kind of aerial thing, 1937, Amelia Earhart went missing. And so was her navigator, by the way. People forget that. His name was Frederick Noonan. Their plane disappeared in the center of the Pacific somewhere near New Guinea. They were trying to fly around the world. Now I Googled a little bit on this. They found some wreckage they believe was from her plane. Whatever. And they found some bones on one of the islands, and they did some DNA testing, and it showed that it may well be her.
No.
I'm just saying.
Every other year they come up with somebody's found it. I know. Saying. You know what happened? She was flying Uncle What's-His-Face, Biden's uncle.
Yeah.
That got ate by the cannibals.
They ate them. They ate them all together. They're in the pot together, and they're all gone forever. Our 4 o'clock hour is sponsored by Atlanta Safe House.
Yum, eat them up.
Our Atlanta Safe House. You need a safe. You don't know it. AtlantaSafehouse.com, by the way. We have a
Swatoon.
Swatoon, you're on the radio. How's it going, my friend? What's up?
I'm good. Hey, I have idea for your radio station to get some promotional stuff to get you recognized nationwide.
Okay.
Get a lawnmower chair and attach dozen drones to let you fly. You came up in the air.
Yeah, have the Kimmer try a drone lawn chair flight. I'd be killed. I would fall out of it. I guarantee I'd fall. I'd lean over something, try to take a selfie, and I would fall out, and it would be over. Anyway,
take a selfie.
Thank you, Swatoon. Another great day. Anyway, and by the way, I'll bet you're going to enjoy the hell out of Independence Day on the 4th of July, being a guy who came to America because you wanted to be here for what it means and to become an American as part of our country and part of our culture. And I salute you, my friend, and the family. I'll bet you're going to think a special couple of things on Thursday, aren't you?
Oh, yeah, I'm going to make a couple of TikTok videos with me, with America flag around it, barbecue stuff, called the crybabies, stuff like that.
Excellent. Well, we'll look forward to it. And again, have a great celebration and hi to the family. Thanks again for calling. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Thanks so much. You're a nice guy.
You heard
sorry.
earlier they talked about the insider numbers coming out of the polling. This is the Democrats.
The Democrats polling.
Okay, according to this, it's just been released. Somebody got hold of this. If this is true, the Democrats right now lead in 11 states and D.C. 11 states in D.C. We're talking New York, Vermont, Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island, New Jersey, Delaware, Maryland, Illinois, Washington, California, Oregon, and Hawaii.
Well, you got New York and New Jersey and Washington and Michigan and California, which are major.
Okay, you only need 270 to win.
Yeah.
By this math, the Republicans have 358.
Outstanding. See, and this is Democrats' numbers.
Dem numbers, yeah.
Wow.
It's got a hold.
Dem numbers aren't good for Democrats.
Dem bones.
Oh, God. Flounder's Funnies right here. What do you
All right, I think we've played this before, but in honor of Larry David's birthday.
77 today.
Pete sent me this a while back.
There we go.
Siri, Wolf's Glen Restaurant.
One option I see, Woods Garden Supply on Benedict Canyon.
Siri, Wolf's Glen Restaurant in Westwood.
One option I see, the Wolseley Restaurant in Burbank.
No, you're not listening. I said Wolf's Glen Restaurant in Westwood.
Wolf's Den is a habitat that provides wolves with
You
protection from
stupid idiot. It's Wolf's Glen Restaurant in Westwood.
One option I see, J. Wolf Clothing.
Wolf's Glen Restaurant.
Sorry, I didn't get that.
Oh my God, you moron! It's Wolf's Glen, you.
Bun cake is a cake that is baked in a bun.
I said you.
Sorry, I didn't get
I told you.
One option I see, Carson City, Nevada.
Ah, shut up!
Wool glove.
Shut the up!
Sorry, I didn't get that.
Oh, you!
Mr. Larry David right there.
Arguing with Sari.
Oh, God.
Oh, Lord. Almost 4:59 with the Kimber, Pete, and Flounder. And by the way, I don't know if you heard about this flight, Air Europa Boeing 787 Dreamliner flight over the Atlantic. Passengers they said all of a sudden, the pilot said, well, we're going to run into some turbulence. And the guy said, well, it was a slight turbulence and we barely felt. And all of a sudden, the plane abruptly fell. We all went up into the sky. The damage from the turbulence was so bad, one guy got stuck in the overhead compartment with his feet sticking out. When of course, the plane would, went down. If you're not with your seatbelt, you go up. And they all were slamming into the ceiling. Seats were being broken. Like 20 people went to the hospital. And this one guy literally was stuck in the overhead compartment. His feet were sticking out. He was crumpled into the overhead compartment with his legs sticking out. And they had to pry him out of there from the turbulence.
Sir, there's a size limit for the...
It said, you got to stow that up front, sir.
Sir,
we're gonna
have to check
put
that.
Baggage claim. Coming up at 5 o'clock, Kimber, Pete, and Flounder. Holy Grab at Sports. There, look out.
WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey broadcasting station. This hour is presented by Lee Brandt Jewelry and Watches.
Sentencing is postponed. Lisa Brady, Fox News. Former President Trump was supposed to learn his fate next week after convictions for falsifying business records in New York, but sentencing is delayed after the Supreme Court ruling on presidential immunity.
Judge Juan Merchan has officially postponed that sentencing hearing to September 18th with the important caveat of, quote, if such is still necessary.
Fox's Brian Yennis.
Trump's legal team asked for this sentencing delay. They are accusing the Manhattan District Attorney's Office of improperly relying on evidence the Supreme Court deemed protected official acts by a president. In a letter to Judge Merchan, Trump's lawyers say those official acts include witness testimony regarding events in the Oval Office, social media posts during Trump's first term, records reflecting calls Trump made in office in 2017.
The judge signaling he'll make a decision on whether to toss out the convictions on September 6th. The defense has vowed to appeal all the way back to the Supreme Court if necessary. The Trump campaign just reporting $331 million raised in the second quarter, topping the Biden campaign total of $264 million. Both candidates getting a fundraising boost after potential setbacks. Felony convictions for the former president and for President Biden, continued concern about his age and ability, punctuated by last week's debate.
We understand it was a bad night.
White House spokeswoman Karine Jean-Pierre telling reporters
it is not uncommon for incumbents to have a bad night on their first debate. And we are going to continue to do the work that we have been doing on behalf of the American people.
She says they're not hiding anything about his health or ability to do the job, but at least 2 Democrats in Congress are now publicly sounding the alarm. Texas Congressman Lloyd Doggett calling on President Biden to withdraw from the race. America is listening to Fox News.
If you had $1 million in 2009, today it would be worth less than $700,000. Thank you, big government. Hedge against runaway inflation with gold from Birch Gold Group. Birch Gold will help you convert an existing IRA or 401k into a tax-sheltered IRA in physical gold. I trust Birch Gold, and you can too.
Text the word PROTECT to the number 989898 and get a free, no-obligation info kit on gold. Text PROTECT to 989898 today.
Madam Giselle senses something in your future.
Is my boyfriend going to propose?
It's a big storm.
Wait, we're going to get in a fight?
No, a literal storm. Wind, heavy wind. I see a tree falling on your RV.
Oh, that's fine. I'm covered by Progressive. So, is my boyfriend there? Maybe on one knee?
The entire roof is crushed.
So, no ring.
Be prepared for the unexpected with Progressive, a leader in RV insurance. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Product features subject to policy terms and may not be available in all states or for all vehicles and covered selections.
Stand by, look out, it's only me. It's only the camera with Pete Davis and Flounder. Man, we got all kinds of stuff breaking up here, and we're talking about the Biden situation and what the hell they're going to do now. It's in madness. I love it. 5:04 on Independence Week. I missed a legitimate question. Pelosi?
No, New York Times is reporting that during the 6 days they were prepping him, Biden, he never got up and started before 11 a.m. They started 11 a.m., and then he took a nap every afternoon after.
Well, he shows it. It shows it. They were trying to rest him up, and it didn't work.
Nope.
Oh, my God. By the way, we got to, in fact, I don't even know where to start. For our number, 404-741-1230, 404-741-1230 if you want to join us. It's Independence Day week, and just so much going on. I'll tell you what, we got a lot on the Biden stuff and the debate stuff and whether they're going to replace him and things like that. First of all, Flounder, you just sent us what an incredible story. And remember the name Sage Steele. Sage Steele is that woman who was an ESPN. Was she a reporter, commentator, anchor woman? Did a show? She was very well known. Yeah. And then she got. Was it a COVID mask thing that she got fired? Or she was. I think that may have started it.
Yeah, I think it was opinions as well. She didn't go along with a lot of the ESPN Disney woke crap.
She clearly is not a screaming liberal like so many other. And this was back when who's that big that black pie face bitch who was so snotty and
Pumpkinhead.
Oh God,
I forget her name. Jamil
Hill. Yeah. Well, anyway, so Sage Steele basically got blown out of there of ESPN. Yeah. Now she apparently has her own show, and she pops up on Fox every once in a while and contributes stuff. And she's very well known, conservative. Hot, smart, quick-witted, charming. I mean, she's a real good package of a young woman who's got it all in the ball. Young black chick, by the way, and really hot stuff. Well,
she's white and black.
Well, that's the thing. I'm
she's both.
Mixed. Yeah, whatever.
She's proud.
Yeah, and she should be. Anyway, she is doing an interview. You're about to hear this now with Congressman Wesley Hunt, who drops an incredible story concerning Donald Trump and a meeting with the leaders of the Taliban about getting out of Afghanistan. Flounder,
I'll give you my favorite President Trump story. This is my number one favorite of all time. When we were negotiating with the Taliban, while President Trump was still the president, President Trump wanted to get out of Afghanistan, but he wanted a conditions-based withdrawal, meaning that you do what we tell you to do, and then we will start pulling troops back slowly as long as you abide by our rules. It's President Trump and Mike Pompeo, and they are talking to Taliban leadership in the room, and they had one translator in the room. President Trump looked at the Taliban leader and said this: "I want to leave Afghanistan." but it's going to be a conditions-based withdrawal. And translator translated. And he said, if you harm a hair on a single American, I'm going to kill you. And the translator goes, and Trump goes, tell him what I said. Reached in his pocket, pulled out a satellite photo of the leader of the Taliban's home and handed it to him.
Shut up.
Got up and walked out the room.
Mm-hmm. That's a mic drop if I've ever heard one.
Holy cow. Holy cow.
I won't kill them.
Yeah,
I will kill you.
And by the way, here's a picture of...
That's leadership right there.
Yeah. And by the way, for the record, it was working.
It did work.
There was no sense of hurry. There was no reason that all of a sudden we had to have people hanging on the planes to get out.
After 10 years?
What was the point? There was no hurry. They weren't doing anything. They weren't still trying to. I mean, it was unbelievable. It was unnecessary, and those people died for no reason.
Even a leftist media member said last week. He said, "You know what? We left all that stuff over there. There's no reason to do that.
Blow it up."
Yeah.
You never should have left that equipment there. And it was all working. Millions of rounds of ammo, hundreds of thousands of machine guns and pistols and rifles, jeeps, artillery actions, mortars and rockets and helicopters and planes. My God.
Biden hadn't fired anybody.
Yeah.
Afterwards.
That's right. Not one person has had anything happen to him. Unbelievable. Let's do a couple things. In fact, let's make fun of this little dirtbag now, thinking of President Baby Killer. Flounder, if you would, the sound you got of him where he was giving a speech, a meeting today, talking about climate change or something, and he was, again, reading off the teleprompter, obviously. Do you know which one I'm talking about here?
Biden?
Biden. Where he was at a meeting this afternoon. He was reading
First cut, number one?
No, it was one that it was a short one that you came up later. It wasn't on your list. It was you found it later.
He's looking. He's efforting as we speak.
It's where he was talking to the crowd about climate change or something like that, and he wanted to make a point and stress it.
More people die from extreme heat than floods, hurricanes, and tornadoes combined. Say that again. Combined, more people die from heat than those three other major issues.
He read the directions to say it again to make his point.
Oh, that was a cheap fake.
There's no such thing as a cheap fake. I don't know what that is. I mean, cheap as an expensive.
They showed every tape was a real tape.
Yeah.
And that biatch just sat there and looked us in the eye again and lied about it.
In fact, Flounder, can you find that one of Shirley Temple on the cheap fakes? I think it was the second cut. That we played this afternoon of her.
The administration strongly criticized the media for clips showing the president appearing to be confused, freezing at times, and you called it cheap fakes, misinformation, disinformation. Do you have any regret over using that language?
Not at all. Not at all. And let me be clear, it was a certain part of the media. I mean,
no.
You can speak to this better than I can. A certain part of the media which was doing this.
Not one did it.
And look, independent, mainstream fact checkers in the press and misinformation experts have been calling out cheap fakes. And at the end of the day, they're fakes. That's what they were. Targeting the president. They had said.
No, they didn't. No one ever said that.
And these misinformation experts said that this president was being targeted.
No one said that.
And what we did was echo them.
Liar.
That's what we did.
Liar.
And look, we'll certainly continue to call that out.
You made it up.
And the cheap fakes didn't come from me.
You made it up.
I didn't coin that. That didn't come from this White House or this podium. That came from the media.
What media? Which one?
And they said,
raise your hands.
This President Biden, was being targeted on misinformation.
That's got nothing to do
purposefully being done to this
with
president.
The video.
And what we did is we echoed that. So I don't regret it at all.
She's not even reacting to the fact that the video was not touched. We saw with our own eyes exactly what was going on with this man when he turned his back and he didn't see the parachute. I mean, the Italian prime minister had to lead him around. I mean, all those things, we saw those. They were not deep, cheap fakes or any other kind of fakes. And no media said they were cheap fakes. No one faked anything. She lied about everything.
Lie and obfuscate.
Everything.
That's their game plan. Just lie till November.
And now, in fact, do we Flounder, can you find the one about her being asked about whether he has dementia?
Biden, at 81 years old,
have Alzheimer's, any form of dementia, or degenerative illness that cause these sorts of lapses. And it's a yes or no question. And if you don't know, why don't you, as one of his senior staff members, know?
I have an answer for you. Are you ready for it?
Yes.
It's a no. And I hope you're asking the other guy the same exact question.
I hope you're asking the other guy if he's senile.
Deflect.
I mean, my God. Again, the attack the other side for what they have been doing.
If this was Sam Donald, some other ones, they would have all said, no, we're not talking about Donald Trump right now. We're talking about the President of the United States. We'll talk about Trump later. They would all have hit her with that. None of them had the balls to do it.
And by the way, last night I saw the President Child Killers address from the podium from the White House. It was one of the most disgusting, destructive, in fact, even the Speaker of the House, God, I wrote the notes later somewhere, Mike Johnson called it dangerous and despicable. Dangerous and despicable. And I thought the exact same thing, aside from the fact that he came out with an orange face 2.0 all of a sudden. But his comments were hateful. He talked about hunting Nancy Pelosi. He talked about hangman's noose for Mike Pence. I mean, this man is nothing but a hater. Everything he said was hating half of his country. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's just, I honestly can't believe it. From the White House, it was a political hate speech for him campaigning against Donald Trump when he was supposed to be reacting to the Supreme Court decision, and turned it into a political hate speech from the White House. I thought he was against hate speech. That's all he's done since he got there, divide half the country with his hateful speech and activities.
The Dems are willing to destroy the country so they can rule the ashes.
I mean, it's just, I don't know what to say. I've never seen it. Never. In my long lifetime, I mean, I've been a reporter or news guy for over 50 years.
Vietnam, Watergate.
This is
Iran-Contra, the dress, Monica Lewinsky.
Civil rights, the women's right. I mean, bring your bra, the 70s.
Nothing's been like this.
Nothing. Almost 5:14. Goodness gracious. Holy crap in sports coming up next, and a lot of fun here. Braves back in town. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. And here we go. Stand by.
The 2024 election is in sight, and it's time for conservatives to stop being polite.
This is the ball game. This is for all the marble. This is like
this is for the country.
This is 8 years of turmoil.
The voices you need during the biggest election of our lifetime are only on Extra 106.3 and the Extra app.
No one plans on going to jail, but at A Second Chance Bail Bonds, we believe everyone deserves a second chance. That's the driving force behind everything we do. If you or a loved one has been arrested across town or across the country, you need help now. A Second Chance Bail Bonds works fast with bondsmen throughout Atlanta to help expedite release within hours. A Second Chance. It's better to know us and not need us than need us and not know us. Call A Second Chance 24/7 at 404-BAIL-OUT. That's 404-BAIL-OUT. Or online at atlbail.com.
Lee Brandt Jewelry and Watch Company, where quality and value make the difference. Locally owned and located in Sandy Springs, offering you the finest selection of unique diamonds, sapphires, rubies, and emerald jewelry, as well as other fine gemstones. Lee Brandt Jewelry and Watches has been servicing Rolex watches for over 30 years, and their Rolex-trained watchmaker will service your watch in their state-of-the-art Rolex service center in their store. Lee Brandt uses only genuine Rolex parts, and their estimates are free. Drop by Lee Brandt in the Trader Joe's Shopping Center in Sandy Springs or visit LeeBrandt.com.
Hey Atlanta, it's Ben, host of the Weekend Ben Burnett Show, proudly brought to you by Peach State Pride. Each and every weekend, we bring you all the issues going on around the globe and what America's ultimate role is in order to drive our agenda forward as conservatives. And if you ever miss an episode, you can download everything I've ever done on Apple, Spotify, or you can go to the podcast park. See you around, Atlanta.
Hey, it's Tuck here with an important message. As the weather heats up, Southern Exteriors is gearing up with unmatched quality and precision. For over 25 years, they've been delivering top-notch craftsmanship that you can rely on. And let me tell you, they're hotter than the campaign trail in July. Got a home exterior project that's got you feeling the heat? Don't sweat it. From roofing to siding, gutters to windows and doors, call 877-9-SOUTHERN or visit southernexteriors.co. That's southernexteriors.co. Get a free consultation. Southern Exteriors, your home's best ally with any project.
Hey guys, I'm Tara, owner and publisher of Our Town Monthly. Have you heard the buzz about Seeds of Excellence Christian Academy?
Thanks, Tara. I'm Dr. Eugene Wallace, CEO and head of schools of Seeds of Excellence Christian Academy in Austell, Georgia. We are Christian, scholarly, affordable, and relational. Seeds of Excellence is committed to nurturing the whole child, spirit, mind, and body. From daily Bible classes to weekly chapel services, advanced technology, world languages, fine arts, athletics, national competitions, and a dedicated team of great professionals, our scholars from 6 weeks to 8th grade receive quality care through a premier education grounded in Christian worldviews. By blending the Abeka curriculum with Georgia state standards, we offer a comprehensive and faith-based learning environment that equips our scholars for success. We are thrilled to partner with Our Town Monthly. We want everyone in the community to read all about us.
You're right, Doc. Seeds of Excellence is a perfect fit. Friends, explore SOECA.net and experience the difference today.
Yeah, look out. Holy cow. Our 5 o'clock hour brought to you by Lee Brandt Jewelers, where luxury jewelry and watches are affordable. Drop by their store in Sandy Springs or visit LeeBrandt.com. And now, 5:17. Holy crap, it's sports with Pete Davis.
Like somebody sprayed a disinfectant in here. It's drying my throat out.
I don't know what happened.
Where'd that come from?
Well, trying to clean up the air, you know.
Yeah.
Just
I know.
All right.
Shut up, quiet. We're talking.
Giants,
we're moving.
the grown-ups are talking here. Giants in town for the first of 3 in Truist Park tonight. Right-hander Hayden Armstrong for San Francisco. He has no record whatsoever against the 6-2 Reynaldo Lopez for Atlanta. Sean Murphy behind the plate. Duvall and Wall in the outfield. Zach Short at short. The others usual suspects in the right places.
Are the Giants doing anything? I don't really haven't heard much
I didn't
about
look.
them.
I did. Maybe if someone.
I'm sort of following the Dodgers only.
See what the Giants are doing this year in the standings.
Yeah, one sec.
But I'm not really following the Dodgers, but I'm more interested just because of Freddie and also that they've got all these guys on there and
Ohtani.
Yeah.
How the mighty have fallen. Not too long ago, Tim Anderson was considered one of the top 3 shortstops in all of baseball.
Yeah.
Never liked him. He had too much of a mouth. Today, designated for assignment by the Marlins, the 31-year-old two-time All-Star signed a 1-year, $5 million deal with Miami in February. He's batting .214, no homers, 9 RBIs. He's struck out 68 times and has walked only 7. So I don't know why they cut him loose.
I can't imagine.
And what do we have for the Giants
are
here?
4th in the division.
Fourth.
So it's the Dodgers, the Padres, the Diamondbacks, and the Giants and the Rockies.
That's a good division. They got the Giants are surprising people, I think, this year. They're not, and they've always historically, as long as I followed the Braves, the Giants have been a pain in the butt.
Yeah, that's true.
The Miami Marlins have designated. Well, I just said that, so shut up, Pete.
Well, that guy Clark, what's his name, and all those guys.
Anyway, Dick Vitale is in recovery after undergoing surgery again to remove a cancerous lymph node in his neck as he battles yet another form of cancer.
Yeah, he's had 3, I think, now. 3 different cancers.
85 years old and still fighting, man. Good for him.
I'm surprised.
We miss him.
Honestly, when you're 85 years old and they put you under surgery, you have to be thinking, this is the ball game. I mean,
I hope he's not thinking that.
No, I mean, trust me.
Power of positive thinking over there, buddy.
Well, think about it. I'm a lot closer to 85 than you are. So
I told you before we came on, I thought I was having a heart attack this morning. I was seriously in such pain. It felt like a gorilla was crushing me. And then I realized I had eaten 3 nights in a row a Walmart giant burrito. 3 nights in a row.
And you're wondering why you're about to have a heart attack?
And I thought I was having
the old Walmart burrito, eh? God.
Yeah.
Is that a euphemism?
It's this long. I'm not kidding. It's this. It's a foot long.
I was going to give her the old Walmart burrito treatment, but
and they're tasty. That's the bad thing about it.
Oh, my God.
Anyway, Oklahoma State running back Ollie Gordon II, a legitimate contender to win the Heisman this season, arrested early Sunday morning, suspicion of driving under the influence. Here's the clues here. Pulled over for driving 82 in a 65 zone, swerving through traffic. The troopers found open half-full bottles of tequila and vodka in the car.
That's pretty much a good indication.
At least he's an optimist. They were half full, not half empty. Gordon registered a breath alcohol content of 0.11.
That's not good.
Is that bad?
0.08 is the limit.
Really? As a sophomore last year, Gordon led the nation in rushing 1,700 yards, 21 touchdowns, won the Doak Walker Award as the nation's top running back, unanimous All-American honors, Big 12 Offensive Player of the Year, finished 7th in the Heisman Trophy voting. But
Stupid.
Utah State has informed the football team that head coach Blake Anderson is on administrative leave and will probably not return. Defensive coordinator Nate Dreiling has been named interim coach after an external investigation of alleged noncompliance of Title IX policies that require full and timely reporting of disclosures of sexual misconduct. Yeah, maybe a cheerleader involved here or something. I don't know.
Possible, yeah.
American Alicia Johnson is catching flack for bringing the race car to her Olympic trial. She came in second and made the team in the 100-meter hurdles, then had this nugget of joy.
This is for the hood babies. This is for the people who are poor that come from nothing. This is for everybody that looks like me, that was ever doubted, and I did it with a black designer in my chest. This is what I stand for, and I'm making a way for everybody in my position.
Wow, this is for all the hood babies and everyone who looks like me. Honey, everybody on that damn team looks like you. You are no trailblazer.
Well, but she's so special.
Oh, the other one, right before, Flounder was watching, said the one right before said the same thing.
Exact same
As if
thing.
there are no black athletes on the damn team.
All of a sudden there are no black athletes?
Right. On the Olympic running team?
Jesus. I mean, now wait a minute. How in the hell did that ever get into her head that all of a sudden she has to start representing
She's a
black
victim.
people?
She's a victim since childhood. And you, sir, with your skin, have kept her down.
I'm an oppressor, all right.
Yeah. You know what a trailblazer looks like, honey? Jesse Owens, running for the U.S. in Nazi Germany in 1936. There was a chance they wouldn't let them leave.
Yeah.
Hitler wouldn't even shake his hand. Yeah. Okay? That's a trailblazer. Yeah. In fact, black talk show host Larry Elder said, quote, "Can we quit this? We shall overcome, bull blank.
Yeah.
For crying out loud, it's 2024.
Rayford Johnson, on and on and on.
The guys in Mexico City in 68 with a raised fist, the jerks that they were, but at least they were trailblazers.
Yeah, they started it.
Sad news from the NFL. The Cleveland Browns are dealing with a heartbreaking loss.
Yeah.
The team's live mascot, Swagger Jr., has passed away. The Bull Mastiff was just 5 years old.
Oh, my Bull Mastiff, Harley.
He's a handsome dog, too.
Big dogs don't have a... Now
Five's a little young.
That's young.
That's young.
I think Harley made it to 10, which is pretty rare for a great big dog, Bull Mastiff.
ESPN personality Shannon Sharp is the gift that just keeps on giving. One day after we find he's apologized to Megan Thee Stallion for saying he quartered a three her if given the chance, comes word that Sharp has not spent a night at a woman's house in 30 years.
Oh, I've read this story.
Revealed 2 times in the early 90s when he got into unnecessary drama involving women at their homes, which has deterred him from entering that scenario again. First place, he was drafted by the Broncos in 1990. Came home to Georgia. He was late, didn't want to go home and scare his grandmama, so he sought other accommodations. Believed the woman he was staying with was single. What transpired proved otherwise, as Sharp told Cam Newton on his podcast. Cam, something told me, boy, keep your clothes on. So I got on shorts and I got on a T-shirt. Man, have you ever had sleep paralysis? You can hear things, but you can't move. I can hear, and it's getting louder. It's getting louder, and they're arguing. So by this time, boom, the door flies off the hinges. I'm jimming up like, hey, what's up, boy? What's it about to be? Oh, Lord, he's got some bodies on his resume. Yeah, I'm talking about those kind of bodies, Sharp said. That woman's partner found Sharp was not upset with him and was happy that he had just been drafted by the Broncos. He was livid with the woman, though, so Sharp says, I agree, and he left. The other time took place 3 years later. It's 1993, also here in Georgia during a Broncos bye week. This time, much more serious. I set my stuff down, and I'm looking at the door handle. It's turning. Dude, come in. He got that AK-47. Oh, Lord, have mercy. I said, Lord. And he looked at me, and he said, my man. I said, yeah. He's about to ask me if I'm Sharp. I said, yeah. He said, I thought so. I said, my man, is this your people? Pointing to the girl, he said, yeah, 2 years. Shannon says, I thought I was going to be shot. I said, my man, I ain't know. You know who I am now. Man, my bad. You saved me, because if I had not been interrupted, I ain't telling this story right now. If he had consummated the relationship and the guy walked in,
they killed him.
They'd both be dead. He says, I have not closed my eyes at another woman's house in 31 years.
Wow.
I don't think he's ever been married.
I used to work out next to him. Again,
we talked about him yesterday.
Guy.
Big dude.
Yeah.
Anderson, by the way, Well, let's get to somebody else. Everyone getting ready to watch more of the American men's soccer team in the Copa Americana step forward.
All right, sir.
Not so fast.
No.
After an embarrassing 1-0 loss to massive powerhouse Uruguay, the USA has ignominiously bowed out again. Yeah. I don't know what ignominious means, but it sounds like it perfectly describes what just happened to us. Meanwhile, at Euro 2024, the Swamp Germans of Holland shut out the Raging Romantics of Romania 3-0. Wimbledon just over 1 day old, and we already have a massive upset. Marketa Vondrousova, the defending ladies singles champion last year. I'd never heard of her name, and I watch Wimbledon every year. Lost in the first round to Jessica Bouzas Monero in straight sets.
Yeah, I don't think it's ever happened that a defending champ lost in the first round.
It may not. She was like minus 700 favored, whatever that means.
Wow.
And two-time men's winner Andy Murray's singles career at center court over, had to withdraw from his first-round match after spinal cyst surgery. I think he was saying this is his last year anyway.
Well, he's getting, he's
up there.
Yeah, he had a great year about 4 or 5 years ago. Did he win?
Maybe a little longer. He won it twice. He's a two-time winner. He's from Scotland. He was the first British guy to win it in like 70 years or something like that. On this day, July 2nd, 1963, Warren Spahn and Juan Marichal lock up in a pitching duel where both hurled 15 scoreless innings before who homered in the 16th to give the Giants a 1-0 win. We talked about this.
Willie Mays.
Willie Mays, that's right. And in 1989, the Braves trade outfitter Deion James to the Indians in exchange for one of my favorite Braves names of all time, outfielder O-to-B McDowell. O-to-B McDowell. And a separate deal, they traded Zane Smith to Montreal for Kevin Dean, Nate Maschini, and Sergio Valdez. The team also moved Dale Murphy back to right field.
Wow. What year was it? When they Warren Spahn and
63.
And they pitched 15 scoreless innings.
And both of them had
15.
Those wild deliveries, man. Marichal with the big leg kick and Spahn with putting the arms behind him and everything. Well, imagine doing that for 15 innings.
Again, Nolan Ryan was saying, people can't do it anymore.
I'm glad you mentioned him. Nolan Ryan. We all remember him beating how big he was, beating up Robin Ventura.
Guy,
he was 6'2", 6'3", or 6'4", somewhere like that. That Paul Skeens. Of Pittsburgh,
the new star,
is at least 4 inches taller than Nolan Ryan.
Yeah, he's a big kid.
But he's not as tall as Randy Johnson, but he's huge.
Yeah, he's huge.
And do you know what he eats before every pitching performance?
No, what?
Chicken Alfredo.
Oh God! With all the
heat and the
pasta.
How could you go out and pitch in that heat?
Somebody must have told him wrong. If you're going to run a marathon, you start eating pasta several days before the marathon. You don't eat it the morning of the marathon and go run a race with with pasta.
His cholesterol's got to be out the roof.
Well, anyway, 5:29. A couple of birthdays here, Pete Davis.
Yes, sir.
Of course, Johnny Weir. Johnny Weir. He's a wonderful little skater. He's 40 years old, and now he does commentary with that little horny little
have
blonde
a crush
chick.
on her.
Well, and it's they go out of their way to talk about his hair and his costume
and his sexuality.
It's just not right. I mean, fine, just let him do it. And it's just, but he's so affected. It's like he's acting.
It's all acting.
Yeah. Richard Petty,
except the sex part, I'm sure.
Yeah. Well, Richard Petty, 87 years old today.
Wow.
Still going strong.
Every Southern boy grows up thinking he's Richard Petty.
Richard Petty. Bret the Hitman Hart, Wrestling Hall of Famer, 67. Jose Canseco, 60 today. He shot off a finger cleaning his gun in 2014. Doctors reattached it. And he also claims he used to stick Mark McGuire in the ass with a bunch of shots of steroids. And one more thing. Soccer player Anglesias Escobar in 1994 was murdered in his hometown in Colombia 10 days after he accidentally scored a goal against his own team in the World Cup and gave America the 2-1 victory. The gunman who killed him said, "Thanks for the auto goal," and pumped 12 bullets into his body. After each shot, the murderers yelled, "Goal!" and shot him 12 times.
But we're all the same.
Because he accidentally, Colombia.
All cultures are the same.
5:30, cover Pete and Flounder. So much more coming up here. Funnies and good stuff here. Look out.
It
It's time for your Georgia headlines presented by RBM of Atlanta, your Mercedes-Benz connection since 1964.
5 family members from Alpharetta were all killed in a small plane crash in New York on their way home from a baseball tournament held in Cooperstown, New York. 12-year-old James Van Epps hit a grand slam at the tournament before the plane, piloted by his grandfather, 76-year-old Roger Beggs, went down in upstate New York. Also on the plane were James' younger brother, 10-year-old Harrison, along with 43-year-old Laura Van Epps and 42-year-old Ryan Van Epps. 2 young boys are dead and another young man wounded after a tragic shooting in southwest Atlanta. Police responded to a call at an apartment complex in the Oakland City neighborhood where they found one 13-year-old dead and 2 boys aged 13 and 12 suffering from gunshot wounds. Both boys were rushed to the hospital where the 13-year-old succumbed to his injuries. The 12-year-old is in stable condition. Police say that no one has been arrested at this time.
For more on Georgia politics and the latest breaking news, follow Extra 1063 on social media or download the Extra 1063 app.
This year, treat yourself to an explosive 4th of July with Great Grizzly Fireworks. Come shop their incredible selection of the biggest and best fireworks at a Great Grizzly store in Forest Park, Cartersville, Noonan, or Grayson. And do it soon because this year, Great Grizzly is giving you a chance to win a $5,000 fireworks prize pack. Sign up today and register to win at fireworks365.com/fan.
No purchase necessary. Must be 18 or older to enter. Winner will be selected on Friday, July 5th, 2024, and will be responsible for picking up their prize.
Get ready. Diamonds Direct will forever change the way you shop for jewelry. With over 80 years experience in direct sourcing, Diamonds Direct is finally opening in Atlanta. Customers across the Southeast know Diamonds Direct for their unbeatable selection and prices, but return again and again because of their unparalleled customer experience. The experts at Diamonds Direct are your advocate in the dizzying world of diamonds, ensuring you are nothing shy of confident in your purchase. How do they do it? With the best selection, the best quality, and the best price. In fact, Diamonds Direct guarantees they won't just meet any local price, they'll beat it. So if you can dream it, Diamonds Direct can deliver it. Build your own engagement ring, tap into their custom design studio, or choose from hundreds of ready-to-wear styles. No other jeweler can maximize your budget like Diamonds Direct. Diamonds Direct, coming soon to Buckhead and ready to amaze Atlanta with the best selection, the best quality, the best price, and the best people guaranteed.
Marketing is everywhere. From the billboards on the highways to the notifications on your phone, we are constantly bombarded with people trying to sell us stuff. What makes good marketing? Are you doing enough in your life personally and professionally to market yourself? You have questions, and the Marketing Madmen have answers. Tune in every Saturday, now at 4 p.m., right here on Extra 1063 to get practical marketing advice from expert guests who are shaping and reshaping the business world. They say marketing is a madman's game. Join the Marketing Madmen every Saturday at 4 p.m. to find out why.
It's the unsung hero of your home, your garage door. You never think about it. You just hit the button and it opens until it doesn't. Hi, I'm Dan Watkins, owner of All Four Seasons Garage and Entry Doors. So you're ready for a new garage door. At All Four Seasons, we offer fast service, affordable prices, and a huge selection of styles, colors, and custom features. Improve your curb appeal, lower your energy bill, secure your home, and increase your property value. When trust matters, trust us. All the number 4 seasonsgarages.com.
As an official community partner of the Atlanta Braves and the Atlanta Braves Foundation, the Warrior Alliance connects warriors and their families to free services such as health and wellness, housing, employment, education, legal services, and so much more. We need your financial support to increase our impact and change thousands of lives for those who served in the U.S. Armed Forces. It takes more than just thank you for your service. Make a donation to help warriors navigate to success after service. Go to thewarrioralliance.org/donate and make a difference today.
Look out. Who doesn't recognize this? It's Queen, baby. Look out. Here we go. 1971. Queen went to Surrey College in England, the group's first gig, with a lineup of Freddie Mercury, Brian May, Roger Taylor, and John Deacon. 1971, baby. This really was an unusual group. They did a whole. I mean, it was like almost a Broadway showbiz chorus acting theater group singing thing. It was really bizarre.
Very theatrical.
Yeah. And very popular and successful. Now, how did he die? Was it AIDS got him?
AIDS.
Yeah. Freddie Mercury. Birthday list includes Jerry Hall. She used to kiss Mick Jagger's lips anytime she wanted. It says here, Jerry Hall is 68 years old today.
Then she married to Rupert Murdoch now. Didn't she marry him?
Oh, didn't they call that off? Now, you know what? Didn't Rupert call that? No, maybe it was something else. I thought he maybe called that off. Maybe he's thinking of another billionaire. We'll find. Pete's Googling this. We'll find out for you. On this day in history, a couple of quick things. 1976, the Supreme Court ruled that the death penalty was not cruel or unusual. And again, leaving it up to the states. Also on this day, Michael Jackson in 1988 became the first recording artist in history to have 5 #1 songs from one album. Dirty Diana went to the top of the Billboard 100 chart. The album was Bad. The other hits were The Way You Make Me Feel, Bad, I Just Can't Stop Loving You, and Man in the Mirror.
I think they got married.
Well, there you go. Outstanding. 536, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. How you doing? 404-741-1230 if you want to join us. Let's play a bunch of these sound bites. Again, last night, if you didn't see it, when President Baby Killer got to the podium in the White House supposedly to react to the Supreme Court decision on immunity for Donald Trump. It was immunity for presidents. That wasn't for Donald Trump. It was immunity for presidents and what it means and how it applies. He made the most vicious, hate-filled speech. It reminded me of when he had the flames of hell, the red flames, and the Marines guarding when he came out of the 4th of July. I remember in the Philadelphia. I mean, it was just hate-filled. He talked about hangman's nooses coming after Mike Pence. He talked about stalkers trying to kill Nancy Pelosi. I mean, it's just the most hate-filled stuff in the world. And I'm telling you, this is real. The LGBTQ, our alphabet activist and actor named Leah Delaria, I don't know whether this is a man or a woman, has 1 million followers, more than 1 million followers, goes on an unhinged meltdown and wants Donald Trump to be assassinated. Flounder, is he back there? There you go. Leah Delario.
I'm done. I'm seriously done. The Supreme Court has pissed me off so much right now. Like, so much. Joe, you're a reasonable man. You don't want to do this, but here's the reality. This is a war. This is a war now, and we are fighting for our country. Jeez. And these assholes are going to take it away. They're going to take it away. F*** you, Clarence Uncle Thomas. F*** you. Joe, you now have the right to take that bitch Trump out. Take him out, Joe. If he was Hitler and this was 1940, you'd take him out. Well, he is Hitler and this is 1940. Take him the out. Blow him up. Blow him up or they'll blow us up.
Yeah.
Facts.
Mm-hmm. And again, there were so many people on the left. We're not making this isn't fake. She or he actually said those things to kill Donald Trump. If the Secret Service hasn't had this person in handcuffs being interrogated, I'd like to know why the hell not. And how long's it been? I don't see anything in the news about Secret Service making a call to the scumbag, calling for the assassination of Donald Trump by the president. And this is okay with anybody?
No one's above the law, unless you're on that side.
God, yeah, no one's above the law. But Biden made clear last night 1 million different times. Unless you're a president and you want to have your Democrats assassinate Donald Trump. How about Rosie O'Donnell, founder, if you will, Rosie O'Donnell melting down over the immunity ruling as though she has anything to do with it, and she's calling for Donald Trump to be stopped as well. Just
listen, I'm depressed myself, but I'm trying to tell you out there, if you are, you got to hold on. We've survived all the depressing days so far.
I hope you can make it.
We'll survive this one.
Oh, please, I hope so. God.
Reach out for your friends for help.
The friends help me.
Tell the people that you love how you feel.
Yeah, you feel.
And know that this country, I believe, is going to right itself and oust him for good in November. And boy, I pray. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, again, these people actually think that Donald Trump, if he wins, and therefore is president, that he's going to start killing people. and putting them in camps. What was it? Was it Keisha? Who the hell was it? Was it the vice president or the side piece or one of the people say they're going to put us in camps? He's going to have us arrested if he wins.
Maddow, I think. Something like
it's unbelievable. And by the way, this drove me nuts. I hope it drives you nuts too. Well, first of all, last night, President Baby Killer again threatened the Supreme Court. Also, the leftist Ocasio Bang Stupidio is threatening the Supreme Court. They call the ruling an assault on American democracy. We don't have a democracy in America. They keep using that word in insurrection because it's their call to action. She is AOC going to file articles of impeachment when they get back in Congress. And the House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries also says House Democrats will engage in aggressive oversight until these justices on the far right are brought into compliance with the Constitution. I mean, these people are, they're threatening. They want to have 15 members of the Supreme Court. And one last thing about whether Biden's either going to make it through this or not. The article of that she was in Vogue magazine and the $5,000 suit dress she was wearing from what's his name. Now the word has come out from some of Biden's inside top officials that they say they're scared blankless of displeasing him in daily briefings. It's like, quote, you can't include that, that'll set him off. Or put that in, he really likes that kind of stuff. A senior administration official told Politico on Background. Politico doesn't make up stuff like this. I think they're trying to out things, but I don't think they made this up. The quote says, it's a Rorschach test, not a briefing, because he's not a pleasant person to be around when he's being briefed. It's very difficult. People are scared blankless of him. Biden's unwilling to take advice from outside his small inner circle. He's being more and more isolated. He won't take advice from anybody except a few top aides. It's a perfect storm because he gets more and more isolated from their efforts to control it. Although, of course, White House says, no, that's not true. He's a wonderful guy and everybody loves him.
There's a treat. 2020, there is no connection between President Biden and Hunter Biden. 2021, there's no professional relationship between the president and Hunter Biden. 2022, there is no professional relationship between the president and Hunter. 2023, there's no professional relationship between the president and Hunter Biden. 2024, Hunter Biden is the closest advisor to the president of the United States.
Flounder, do you have that? You've got an MSNBC bite about speaking of the relationship now as one of his key advisors, the crackhead, the whoremonger.
We have learned from sources familiar with the situation at the White House that Hunter Biden has been by his father's side ever since they were at Camp David this weekend as a family, where they had some discussions about the president's potential path forward here and his re-election campaign, and that since he returned from Camp David last evening with his father, we understand that Hunter Biden has even joined some meetings and conversations that have taken place between the president and some of his most senior advisors and senior staff. And while we should note that it's not unusual for Hunter Biden to be at the White House, it is unusual, according to the people we spoke with, for him to be participating at this level and to have the sort of regularity of some of these contacts and conversations with senior staff. We understand, again, since returning yesterday from Camp David, where they were more huddled as a family, to now as the president has resumed some of his more traditional meetings at the White House with those key advisors.
By the way, there's a lot of reaction going on now that Pete mentioned this a little while ago. There's a video of President Baby Killer who's meeting with a bunch of black guys. And I'm not even sure what the occasion was, but I guess it was at this afternoon or this morning. It was today, I think.
You have moist skin. Your skin is so nice.
He's sexually rubbing his arm.
There's a black guy, like a 30, 40, but just a black guy. He's talking to him. And all of a sudden, Biden holds his hand like to shake hands. And with Biden's left hand, he literally strokes the man's arm like he would pet a cat.
And the guy looks down like, what is happening?
Slowly and sweetly, gingerly stroking the black guy's arm.
I wonder what he said to him. He must have been saying something about his skin.
Oh, my God. Where'd you get that skin?
Yeah. You people have the softest skin.
Yeah, you know, I used to be a lifeguard for you people.
Yeah.
You know my friend Corn Pop?
The water just rolls right off your skin, doesn't it?
Do you guys use suntan oil, or was that, Jesus?
You got a lot of melon in your skin?
Oh, and let's do one more. Speaking of stupid black people, former Atlanta Mayor Keisha Bong Bottoms. She was so bad as a mayor, she was responsible for murder and arson and all kind. That was all her business doing. Anyway, so they promoted her to the White House. She's now a senior advisor to his campaign up there, President Crime Family. And listen to the balls on Keisha Bang Bottoms, who is now complaining about the coverage of her candidate interfering with the election. Flounder, if you will.
Editorial boards are supposed to honor fair elections. And I don't think it's fair when an editorial board with 10 people sitting in a room are trying to influence an election, especially in a state like Georgia.
What does that mean?
I know. What does that mean?
The balls on this woman. The media, and with you in control and others like you, made sure that the media interfered with the election by censoring and only covering certain things and saying, oh, the Hunter laptop is this and that. I mean, the whole deal with the media for the last 8 years has been to get Donald Trump. And you know it, and we all know it. And all of a sudden, because they're turning on Biden, she says, oh, that's not fair that you're saying things that make my candidate look bad. It interferes with the election. Undue influence. You freaking lying skank. I can't believe the nerve of these people. She's complaining about oh my God. Honestly, my head's exploding. 5:47 already. Kim Repeat, Flounder. Funny's coming up and more stuff too. And Susan Smith. Yes or no? Coming up.
The left-wing media is pushing counterfeit polls and bogus headlines, all while ignoring the stories that matter most. Trust the conservative voice of Atlanta for the real truth without the media spin. The Morning Extra, Glenn Beck, Clay Travis, Buck Sexton, The Kimmer Show, Jesse Kelly, and the voices you need most are all on Extra 106.3 and the Extra app.
It's going to be an interesting couple of months right here on Extra 106.3.
A musician with technical knowledge can play all the right notes. But one who cares enough to play from the heart gives music soul. At Truist, we believe the same is true for banking. Because when you work with someone who knows a lot and cares even more, you're unstoppable. Truist, leaders in banking, unwavering in care. Start feeling unstoppable. Visit truist.com/care. Truist Bank, member FDIC, leading based on top 10 U.S. commercial bank.
It's that time of year again when the owner of Central Heating and Air Conditioning, Chuck, brings back the 4th annual Christmas in July benefiting Children's Healthcare of Atlanta. Hey, it's Tug for Central Heating and Air Conditioning. If you want to help give back to the community, all you have to do is sign up for a maintenance agreement with Central Heating and Air Conditioning, and $10 from every new maintenance agreement will go directly to Children's Healthcare of Atlanta. The more maintenance agreements you sign up for, the bigger and better we can make the 4th annual Christmas in July for Children's Healthcare of Atlanta. Central services all makes and models. With Central, you're not just a number, you're a member of the family. It's been that way since 1947, and they've serviced over 100,000 customers right here in Atlanta. So call 770-GET-HEAT or go to centralheat.com to sign up for a maintenance agreement and help Chuck and Central Heating and Air give back to the community. Carrier products, carrier warranty, and carrier peace of mind. Central Heating and Air Conditioning, your Atlanta carrier experts.
We're smart, we care. We're Central Heating and Air.
Get ready for Real Talk on the Janelle King Show, where we tackle kitchen table topics that are banned from family gatherings, but crucial for a strong republic. Tune in every Saturday at 3 p.m. and every Sunday for an encore episode at 9 a.m. And if you can catch us live, great. But if not, no worries. New podcasts drop every Tuesday on the Podcast Park right here on Extra 106.3 or wherever you get your podcast. Join us for insightful conversations that matter.
Atlanta's Mark from the Safe House. And now, the security riddle of the day. What's less secure than a fake safe from a furniture or big box store? Joe Biden's fake border policy, of course. But hey, there is good news. This time next year, Joe Biden will not be president. So drop by Atlanta Safe House and check out the largest selection of safes in the Southeast. Build a wall around your valuables with a safe from the Safe House. We have certified delivery crews to install your safe. With over 30 years in the safe business, the Safe House is the place to buy safe in Georgia. So go to atlantasafehouse.com.
Millions of guys suffer from erectile dysfunction. That's 1 in 4 men. And I can tell you, I'm one of them.
If you or someone you know suffer from ED, Peyronie's disease, or PE, here's 38-year emergency room doctor and founder of Total Body Therapy of Georgia, Dr. Eric Deal.
Patients who enter my office are often frustrated, hopeless, depressed, and embarrassed. I understand the problem, and I'm going to help you fix it. There are lots of competitors that don't have the credentials that I have. When you go to other clinics, you're not going to see a board-certified physician with the experience that I have. When you come to our clinic, you're going to see me. There's just not one therapy that can solve these complex issues. I'll do a complete history and physical prior to any treatment that we use. Take it from me, Dr. Deal. When it's not hard, it's really hard.
Call Dr. Deal for your free one-on-one evaluation and resolve your ED, Peyronie's, or PE issues. Total Body Therapy of Georgia, 404-777-1911, 404-777-1911, online at stopmyed.com.
I got my laptop to do a story, and it's playing a commercial I can't get out of. It won't let me kill it.
Is that Judy on there?
I can't. God, I hate this thing.
Ladies, we're on.
I'm sorry. This is Paul McCartney and the boys working on tracks for Abbey Road. Now, hold on.
Beatles.
It won't let me out. What the hell?
If you just do your story, and it'll be there by the time you finish.
All right, Beatles. Working on tracks for Abbey Road. Paul McCartney recorded Her Majesty. Then Paul, George, and Ringo record 15 takes of Golden Slumber's Carry That Weight. John Lennon was absent in the hospital in Scotland after a car wreck the day before, 1969. I'll be damned. Anyway, that's a scoop on that. Okie dokie. We're back on our actual program now. I'll stop screaming at my stupid eye thing, lapping lap thing.
It's called an iPad.
Birthdays include Lucy Baines Johnson. Oh. LBJ's kid, 77.
Wow.
Today. Wow, good for her. And let's see, historical thing or two. This was the day, 1947, something weird crashed in the desert near Roswell, New Mexico. The eyewitnesses said it was an alien spacecraft. The Air Force said, weather balloon.
It was a craft.
It was a craft, yeah. We all know it. And there was I think they had creatures. I think they actually caught creatures.
I think too.
And yeah, I'm sure that's true. Also, how far we've come. 1985, General Motors said, boy, we got something special. If you buy a real expensive car from General Motors, we can actually put an electronic device in that car that will give you a digital roadmap. 1985. And now, oh my God. I mean, really think about driving. I mean, especially me. I mean, my first car was a 53 Chevy with a 3-speed on the tree and nothing else.
First one, it was GAR something. GAR, what was the map?
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
GAR, and everyone was getting that.
Garvin. Oh, no,
Garvin.
Garvin? Garvin? I think it might have been Garvin.
Garmin.
Could have been Garmin, yeah.
Could have been Garmin, yeah. Everybody had to know. Where did they go?
Yeah, good point.
Hey, we got Ed on the phone, by the way. Let's talk to you.
Ed, you're on the radio. How's it going, man? Welcome aboard. What's up? Hello, Ed.
Oh, I think he left the room, so he can't.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, Flounder left the room, so he can't turn him on.
Are we still on
he was letting the Braves fans in, so it'll be just a second, Ed.
Oh, okay. Sorry, Ed. All right, I'm sorry, but Flounder was helping out with the door. The place is empty.
Everyone's at the game, my bad. So we got Ed on the line.
Ed, you're on the radio, my friend. Sorry to make you wait. You're on now. Thanks for holding, and what's going on?
Well, I had a 52 Olds.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. All right.
I love those 50s cars. I wish I had that 53 Chevy right now, I promise you. Oh, man, I love that car.
About Brandon and that awkwardly sensual arm rub.
Yeah, the arm rubbing of the fellow,
Yeah, he was commenting and feasting with his hands on the guy's tattoos.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's a little creepy.
He had a full sleeve, and I don't quite get why darker skinned guys would get tattoos, but at any rate, That's what that was all about.
I got you.
But you don't touch another man like that.
You don't rub his arm.
Especially when you're the president.
You ever touched another man's tats like that? Go up to Shannon Burke and do
rub
that.
his neck for a while.
Is that a real dog?
Thank you, Ed. I'm for you $5.55.
I tell you, the first time I saw Shannon walk past me at the old station, who let the convict in here? Oh my God!
You know, when he first showed up, I went on the air the next morning. I called him penitentiary face.
Yeah, he scared the hell out of
me. He looked like death row. I called him death row. Anyway, we're almost out of time. We have a Flounder's Funny, too. Flounder, let's do this. Let's do this story that you sent me of the congressman who was talking to Sage Steele on her podcast. The former ESPN girl is now doing a podcast, and she was interviewing a congressman, and he told a story about Donald Trump and the withdrawal from Afghanistan the way it should have been done, if you will, Sir Flounder.
Yeah, real quick. I'm trying to find it. I have so many files. Let me
sorry about
one
that.
second.
This happened. This came in live a little while ago, and I wanted to make sure you heard it again. It's called The Vigilant Fox, Congressman Wesley Hunt, with a story in the Sage Steele, and it's The Vigilant Fox if you're looking for that from Twitter or from X. He's got to go through the computer listening to find it. This just broke in a little bit. Sorry, well, it's worth waiting
President
for.
Trump story.
Here we go.
This is my number one favorite of all time. When we were negotiating with the Taliban, while President Trump was still the president, President Trump wanted to get out of Afghanistan, but he wanted a conditions-based withdrawal. Meaning that you do what we tell you to do, and then we will start pulling troops back slowly as long as you abide by our rules. It's President Trump and Mike Pompeo, and they are talking to Taliban leadership in the room, and they had one translator in the room. President Trump looked at the Taliban leader and said this: I want to leave Afghanistan, but it's going to be a conditions-based withdrawal. And translator translated. And he said, if you harm a hair on a single American, I'm going to kill you. And the translator goes, and Trump goes, tell him. Tell him what I said. Reached in his pocket, pulled out a satellite photo of the leader of the Taliban's home and handed it to him.
Shut up.
Got up and walked out the room.
Yeah. Harm one hair and I will kill you. That's pretty strong.
Not them.
Pretty direct.
You.
Holy smokes. 5:57 with a camera peek. Oh, by the way, I'll do this tomorrow. I heard Glenn Beck talking about it was a book or a documentary on Robert F. Kennedy Jr., and it makes very clear why his family told him not to run. Because of his background, I had no idea about this guy. We're going to have to talk about that tomorrow. Also, Susan Smith thinks she's going to get out of prison. She's been in prison 30 years.
How can she be out of jail?
The sentence was life with a possibility of parole after 30 years.
How'd they give her possibility?
It's been 30 years.
That woman was evil and still is.
Anyway, now she's hot and she's begging for a sugar daddy when she gets out of jail. We'll talk about that again tomorrow, too. We got so many other things. But first of all, Flounder, we do have Flounder's Funnies. And for the record, our good friends, Nucky's Hoagies, are also part of the deal. But here we go with the Flounder's Funny time.
I think we have so many choices that we have lost common sense. I'll give you my favorite example. In Atlanta, we had a stadium called the Georgia Dome. A buddy of mine asked me to go, and I'm like, yeah, we had great seats at the Georgia Dome. We were in the 5th row from the roof. But anyway, says, which team are we? I said, we're the little silver red dots, you know. But as we got done with the game, they have those huge ramps that spiral down until you get to the bottom, you have vertigo. And then he grabbed my arm and says, hey, come here. I did not know about this, but on each end of the Georgia Dome, there's an express escalator. Goes from the top level all the way to the bottom. We get on that, you watch people spiral, and you're just going, this is great. The only problem was halfway down, it's like 100, 150 yards long. It's massive. All of a sudden, just, it broke. But then we stood there. I'm leaning over like, why are we standing here? And I can't see because hundreds of people are leaning over going, why are we just standing here? We stood there 2.5, almost 3 full minutes stranded on this escalator. I wish it was me, but finally this guy in the back just screams at hundreds of people, wow!
It's like four guys at a four-way stop. Somebody finally says, "Go! Just go!" Anyway, who was that, Flounder?
That was Mr. Ken Kingston.
I love it. Coming up at 6 o'clock. Tomorrow we do it all over again with a Ken Repeat and Flounder. Yeah, you gotta go. You're killing me, Christine. Sing me home.
Braves.
Baby. Braves, Braves, Braves. Look out. Here we go.
The Kimmer Show is back every afternoon from 3 to 6 p.m. Only on WFOM Marietta, a Dickey broadcasting station. Extra 106.3 FM.